Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JTraedz TV, where we discuss all stock-related contents and much more. Yes, guys, today is my birthday, man. I am blessed to see another year. I'm blessed to be surrounded with my team, man. So, like I said, man, I'm just grateful to see another year, man. So I might be staying, guys, all the way to 12 because my family is going to be taking me out for lunch today. So I might be staying all the way to 12 o'clock, guys. And after that, I'll go back to my normal times, Wednesday, Thursday, and then, Friday, half a day. But today I might be leaving a little early because they're going to be taking me out to eat for my birthday and everything. So I'll be rocking and rolling with you guys, So we'll be keeping a lookout for the testimony from Jerome Powell and so forth to see what the market has to offer us today. So without further ado, and also let me give a shout out to Tyreek, R-Dub, who else we got? Jenna. Shout out to y'all for joining me, man. Thank y'all so much. So let's go ahead and go into our conference room, guys, and go over our economic calendars, our earnings, and SPY recaps and much more. And let's see what the market has to offer. So without further ado, guys, y'all already know what time it is. Let's go. All right, guys, we're here. So let's go ahead and go over our recaps from SPY, guys, from yesterday. We had an opening of 604.03. We had a high of 605.50. We had a low of 602.74. We had a close of 604.85. And we had a volume of 25.9 million. Let's go ahead and take a dive into our earnings, guys, like we normally do. Today, guys, we do have SMCI. That'll be after the market close. Definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. So far from when I've seen on SMCI, look like we're still trying to push up. Let me go to my chart real quick to see how it still look. Yeah, so it look like we're still bouncing around that $40 area, but we'll go over it in a few minutes. But right now, it look like it's holding up. We did have a little pullback in during pre-market and a bounce back on up. We definitely want to get back above that 42 level for that possible push back up towards 44. So let's go ahead and dive into our economics and see what we have here. Oops, messed up. Hold up. There we go. Yeah, so today, guys, the 11th, we do have Jerome Powell. He's going to be testifying, guys. That's going to be at 10 o'clock. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that to see on how it's going to impact the market in a positive sense or in a negative sense. We'll definitely keep our eyes peeled on that. Then following tomorrow, guys, we're going to have Jerome Powell speaking once again at 10 o'clock. We're going to have the core CPI data, with crude oil inventories and 10-year note auctions. But other than that, I think we should be good. Last but not least, guys, we're at 900 now. We hit the 900 sub mark. So I got 100 more to go. We'll be crossing over to 1,000, guys, so we can start getting monetized for these videos, man. So you guys are doing an excellent job with the support, man. Just continuously keep smashing that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, man, just do your boy a favor. Like, share, comment, and we'll keep the ball rocking and rolling. But let's go ahead and dive into our charts and see what the market has to offer, guys. You know what time it is. Let's go. All right, we're here. Is everything good on y'all end, guys? I keep getting the error on whatchamacallit. Up there, guys. First, Apple News. Yeah, Apple spike. Yes, and shout out to you, Tariq. I was looking at that too, boss. I had with the Apple not too long ago, and I saw that Apple was pushing on up towards the upside. So I did see that as we bounced from that 226 level and pushed up towards 230. So it looked like, yeah, so thank you, and thank you so much for that too, boss. So I definitely see Apple pushing. So I definitely saw that pushing this morning from 226 up to 230. So I definitely went on this little $4 run. We can stay above that 230 level. You definitely got room to possibly push up towards that 234. So it seemed like $4 up. You know what I mean? $4 up, $4 down. So it seemed like right here's $4, and from this point it's $4. So it seemed like, the total movement could be $8 total, from 226 all the way up towards this level here. So it looked like a possible $8 move on Apple. So especially if you hold above that 230 range, because you already made a $4 movement here from 226 up to 230. Now the next key level is from 230 to 234. So it looked like a total of an $8 gain on this bad boy. So that bad boy is good, looking good. But thank you so much for that too. Appreciate you, Tariq. Thanks so much, boss. Appreciate you. As far as SPY, guys, remember we talked about those key areas. We did fall back underneath that 604.36, underneath the 602.90. And do keep in mind, guys, remember what I told you about that gap fill? That was Sunday. That Sunday. We had this gap. We had a gap up, But you remember what I told y'all, that it could possibly be setting for a downtrend when you feel that gap on down. So right now we are testing the 602 level because we did lose the 605 to 604 level down to 602 level here, guys. So we have fell underneath that main area 602.90. So right now we're at 602. So if we do lose 602, it's gonna feel that gap fill right here from that Friday to Sunday level here, right in this level, guys. So you clearly see we had this gap up that was on from Friday to Sunday, right here. Had these bottoms, and we gapped up that Sunday going into that Monday morning. So in other words, if we do lose 602, you could be filling that gap on down towards that 602 range to that 600 range. Well, we could be seeing more downside. In other words, so. I guess I'm sitting on my hands. I don't want to trade. Yo, yeah. 10 o'clock, boss. 10 o'clock. Yeah, he will be speaking at 10 o'clock. So, I mean, like I said, we're going to either lead to more downside where we're going to crack that 602 level, fill up that gap from 602 down to 600 level, where we will crack that trend line on down this way, or could buy you step in, get us back above that 602 level and push us back up towards the upside towards 604 to 606. Excuse me. Well, right now, Apple's looking good, Scrooge. So we got Apple that went on a $4 run so far. But if Apple continuously push, it looked like so far we could go on an $8 run. So from starting off this morning from pre-market area, it looked like it went from 226 up to 230, which is a $4 run. And from that 430 level up to 234, that could be an additional $4, giving us a total of $8 on Apple for a total movement of so far. So, yeah. So it already made a $4 move on Apple. So you definitely caught that bounce around at 226 back up to 230. So again, if those buys can hold at 230 level, the next key level will be up to 232 to 234 level. So I mean, that definitely be looking good. Let me see, Scrooge, what you got, boss? Man, shout out to you, man. Already. So yeah, I was, like I said, Scrooge, I had everything set up for Friday, man. Friday messed me up. I didn't lose anything, but I was setting up for a trade. I was gonna do a swing trade. And the reason why I was going to go for a comfortable swing trade on Fridays, because if you notice the past 2 Fridays, oh, hold on, my chat box is going off. God dog, I hate when it does this stupid thing. Got 8 minutes left, guys, so let me put my chat box back up. Hold up, let me go to my chat box. Why does he keep doing that? Wait, where is it? Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah, so Scrooge, I was going to go in for a swing trade Friday, right? I was going to go in for a pullback, gap down bounce, because that's what we got 2 Fridays ago. So every time we have those type of movements, we'll possibly bounce back up. See right here, that was the Friday before, not last Friday, but Friday before. Well, we got rejected at 608. Wait, was this the right one? Make sure. Cause we what 608, 610, wasn't it? Yeah, was it? So yeah, right here. So we got. I'm sorry, 610. So we got rejected at 610. Got a pullback and a gap down. So once we got that gap down going into Sunday, we bounced that Monday and went on that continuation uptrend towards the upside. That was one Friday. We go back to the other Friday. Did almost the same exact thing. 610, pullback, gap down. Going in from Sunday to Monday, bounce back on up, move back towards the upside. So this time, or this last Friday, did the total opposite. So instead of pulling back, gapping down, bounce, this one pulled back and just gapped up. So that's what led me to think that, okay, we could possibly see downside instead of upside. Because normally we'll see upside after a gap down because you're filling up that gap back up towards the upside. Here, we did an automatic gap up that could possibly lead to a downtrend when you're filling that gap on down, which will start to do the total opposite. So, but Friday I was setting up to go in for, I had my entry set at. I had my entry set at $5.99 Friday to possible $5.97, which I was going to do a pullback, gap down, and then a bounce back up on Monday. But what we did the total opposite last Friday just passed, where we just pulled back and gapped up. So we didn't do the same thing we did 2 Fridays ago. So that was the only thing that kind of drew my suspicion. I'm like, normally we'll gap down, after a Friday rejection and then bounce back up on a Monday. But here we did a Friday rejection and just gapped up going into a Monday. So which led me to believe that, damn, we could be possibly, instead of doing a continuation uptrend we did 2 Fridays ago, we could possibly be going down where we'll be filling that gap up on the downside. Right here, we'll be filling this area here, going down, thus giving us a downtrend in a sense. So right here, you can clearly see downtrend is still in motion. You kind of still see the setup. So if we crack that 602 level down to 600, you will be filling that gap, downward instead of upward. So that was the only thing that drew my suspicion why I wasn't so confident yesterday going into a call contract. Because I seen when it did the opposite versus the other 2 Fridays, which was almost the same identical pattern. You had a pullback, gap down, bounce. 2 Fridays. This Friday, which is the pullback, gap up towards the upside. So when I seen that, I was like, I think it's gonna do the opposite of what the other 2 Fridays just did. So you can clearly see that. So we may be downtrending instead of uptrending, possibly this week, because you still got Jerome Powell speaking today, tomorrow, PPI data, CPI data, core retail sales coming up. So it looked like we got a little bit more fear in the market this week versus
morning J600.64.
Yep, and that's what I'm thinking. Gap target, exactly.
24 cents.
Yep, right here.
Is.
Yep, right here. So that's what I'm thinking, that we could gap down instead of like move down instead of up, be on a downtrend setup. So that's what I was thinking too, boss. I was thinking a downtrend setup instead of an uptrend setup. Because any other time, like I said, those 2 Fridays, what I was talking to Scrooge about was the other Fridays before this one that just passed, you always had a rejection, a gap down, and then a bounce back up where you fill the gap up on the upside and continue an uptrend. This one did the total opposite. Again, this one pulled back but gapped up, which could lead to a possible downtrend because you're filling that gap on the downside. You're filling the gap down this way instead of up. So that's what I was thinking, that we could possibly see a downtrend setup versus an uptrend setup. So, and then, like I said, we have PPI data, CPI data, Jerome Powell speaking. You already just came back off another week of tariff talk that added a little bit of fear in the market. So it all depends. But right now, to me, the market is still looking weak. We're still looking like a lower high build, looking like a downtrend still from Monday's rejection going now into Tuesdays, which we're still building some, lower highs, still pretty much getting weak still. So that's what I'm thinking, guys. So I think we may see a little bit of weakness before a bounce. That's what I'm thinking. Then we're going to go around to some stronger key areas, some stronger demand zones. Like me Friday, I was anticipating 599.35 to 597 because the past few weeks, these are what buys were stepping in at. 597.76, going a massive run. What was that 599 level at where they came in at? Right here. 599.35, nice run on up. 664 level, nice run on up. So it seemed like those 3 key levels, $600.64, $599.35, and at $597.74 is where your buys came in aggressive. So it seemed like those are the main areas. But as we are pulling back this way, I definitely wouldn't mind a pullback between these key areas here. I definitely wouldn't mind that. Because, I mean, psychologically, that's where your buys are pretty much sitting at, the demand zone. So, especially after Jerome Powell speak, but that'll be after 10 o'clock, I'm going to definitely keep my eyes peeled to see where we continue to downtrend on down, fill up that gap fill, and then bounce back up possibly. But to me, I still think in some ways we could definitely still see some more downside towards that 600 to that 599 level this way. So, where we can continue this downtrend from Monday going into Tuesday. Because any other time we was building up an uptrend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But now this one looks like it's doing the total opposite, where we'll start to create a downtrend instead of an uptrend. So, it's looking like it's doing the total opposite from Friday's highs to Monday's lower high, and then it looked like it's just you're still losing value each day. So, I mean, from Friday's 608 down to Monday's 605s. Now we're underneath damn near around the 602 levels. Look like you're losing value instead of increasing value. So, definitely keeping that on watch. We got about 40 seconds left, guys. Apple, we just got the pullback. Let me take a look at Apple real quick. So we just pulled back from that 230 level on Apple. Yep, from 230 got that pullback. So you're still at the bottom portion of this channel. So between 230 and 226, above 230, you got room to push up to 234. What we got today? SMCI. So I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes peeled on SMCI. See, can we get those moves back up towards the upside? That's still looking a little weak to me. Looking like we're starting a downtrend on that one already. Got almost 10 seconds left, guys. So keep this on watch. And Tesla looks like still downtrending as well. In a matter of, guys, we got a matter of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game time. Here we go. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Guys. Keep your eyes peeled on the ball. Like I said, the main key area. So it looked like your pivot point for today on SPY is going to be around that 602.90 level. So below that 602.90 level, you do have room to fall back down. We got Tesla moving. Tesla's still falling. Damn, I'm just cracking my other channel. Like, man, I still think we got room to fall back down to 300. I'm just going to be honest. Close to that 225 if we don't recover 250. But as far as SPY, guys, SPY still trying to work around that 602.90 level. That's going to seem like it's going to be a pivot point for the day. So it seems like above that 602 level, you got room to push it, possibly push back up to 604 to 606. Below that 602 level, 602.90 level, you got room to possibly pull back towards that 601 to 600 level. So that seems like that's going to be a pivot point today where you keep playing around. It's like it keeps flirting around that price point over and over and over and over again. Because you clearly see it. It flirts around it. It's like you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. Leave from it, return to it. Leave from it, return to it. So it seems like that's going to be your pivot point, like your magnet. So it seems like that 602.90 is going to play a crucial role today, whether we see more upside or downside. So it seems like if we hold the 602.90, we stay above that possible level, then buyers that are working a buyer's advantage where they can use that for a floor to push back up towards the upside of 604, 606. Now, underneath that 602.90, it can benefit the bears where we can possibly see 601 down to 600 itself. So it seems like that's going to be somewhat of your pivotal point today, 602.90. So it seems that's going to be your pivot point today. And thank you guys for the birthday love, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for giving me a birthday shout out. Today is my birthday, guys. Like I said, I will possibly be leaving around 12 o'clock today because the family will be taking me out to eat. So, but do thank you guys so much, man, for the birthday love I have been receiving so far, man. So I'm blessed to see another year. Blessed to be seeing my team, man. Low boy, thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I mean, I couldn't be in a better place but with you guys, man. So my birthday celebration right now, I'm celebrating with you guys, man. Let's go. Man, you know what time it is, man. You already know, man, Scrooge. The old 40s, the new 20s. You know how we rock and roll, man. You know how we do. The old 40s, the new 20s. They know nothing about that. Because, hell, we more vibrant than them. If you think about it, especially the 20-year-olds now these days, they act older than the older people. They more lazier. They don't want to do nothing. It's like the older people are more vibrant and have more energy. Like, we be want to do things and have fun and whatever. Man, all we do is hear these youngsters complain, you know, about everything. And they in their 20s. And you still, like, dude, you still got a long ways to go. And you complain about life at 20? Really? Like, come on, man. Man, me too, boss. And I'm with you on that. But I've been through a lot too, man. But it helped us, you know, become better men. It's definitely strengthened us. And, you know, I mean, we see things from a different perspective, going through, you know, life in general. So I understand where you're coming from, boss, because I've been through it too. Trust, it's trust. Been through the ups and downs in that bad boy. But thank God that, again, we're better people, better men, better fathers, you know, and so forth. I mean, so thank God for that. It made us better people. So I can't complain right now, Scrooge. I can't complain, boss. So right now, guys, keep it on watch around the 602 level. And do not forget, guys, 10 o'clock, we have Jerome Powell speaking at 10 o'clock. Let me see. Can you check? Yeah, let me see. We was just talking about Apple not too long ago. God dog, let me go back to it real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jenna. So, yeah. So right now, we made a $4 move this morning. So 226 was the floor. 230s is your midpoint area. So I already made a $4 move here. Now, as long as the Apple can hold that 230 level, Queen, you got room to push up to 234. That'll give you a total of an $8 movement on Apple, because you bounced off the 226 level up to 230. That's 4. From 230 up to 234, that's 4. Total of $8 movement on Apple. So right now, look around. So it looks like around the 230 level will be your pivot point for Apple. That separates you between the 234 level and the 226 level. So above 230, you have room to push up towards that 234 plus. Below 230, you got room to come right back down to 226. So it seems like 230 is going to be a pivotal point on Apple between 234 to 226, which is a total of $8 movement. So from here to here, that's $8. From here to here, that's $4. So this is just an additional $4 from 230 to 234. So with a total of 8. So yeah. So like I said, as long as bias hold 230, Queen, you got room to possibly push up to 232, to 234. Well, we can't push back up towards these highs here. You can see that right here. 234, 234. So as long as you hold that key level, 234 will be your next high. So keep that on watch. But as long as 230 holds. Still watching SPY, guys. Still watching SPY. So I'm keeping this on watch to see what these buys gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna get rejected and come right back down, or will buyers actually give us this push today? Because you remember yesterday we didn't see too much of, really a lot of nothing on SPY. Buyers wasn't really stepping in yesterday. So let's see what we get today, though. Can buyers step in and actually give us that push back up towards the upside, or will we get rejected at this trend line and pull right back on down towards that 290, 602.90 level? But right now, guys, my Apple traders, Apples is looking good, guys. Apple is definitely looking good. Remember, guys, from pre-market from that 226 level, we pushed up towards 230, giving you a $4 profit from that mark. From now 230 up to 234, being an additional $4, giving you a total of $8 total. So here you go, guys. So keep that on watch. Right now, Apple's definitely still getting that push towards the upside. So the next key level will be 234 plus, 234 plus, and look like it's moving by twos. So again, if we can hold above that 234 level, next key level will be 236 up to 238. So definitely keep that on watch. But right now, Apple's definitely on the move right now. Definitely on the move with room to run up towards that 234 level. I mean, yes, from 232 to 234. So keep that on watch. Right now, we got we got SPY pushing, guys. Got SPY pushing, trying to test this trend line. Keep that on watch. So buyers are slowly trying to step in. Seismic, thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you. So yeah, I'm gonna be leaving around 12 o'clock because the family gonna be taking me out to lunch. So I'll be leaving around 12ish. But then I'll be back on normal time tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday. You know, we do half a day. So I will be staying all the way till after the testimony from Jerome Powell, which is gonna be at 10 o'clock. What's it gonna be on? Anybody got the link to where he's gonna be testifying? Because I know it's gonna be Congress, right? So let me see if I can find a link to it. Because you got about damn near 30 minutes till he testifies. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Still watch the SPY, guys. Still watching. Oh, you got okay. Thanks so much. If you don't mind posting, boss, appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. So I can have it set up. Yeah, take your time, T. No problem at all, boss. Take your time. Now the question is, once 10 o'clock hit, will we actually see that pullback? Will we see that actual pullback towards these lows? That's the question. You know, to the point that we'll lose that 602.90 back down. We'll fill this gap up right here. Again, around that $600.64 down to that $599. Will we start to see this downtrend? So, I mean, we already started a downtrend. If you think about it, from Friday going into Monday, you already have a lower high. So already that's building a downtrend within itself. And then you had a gap up, which is, again, if we do lose these key areas, we can fill this gap on down, which will be putting us towards 600 to that 599 level. So right now, to me, it's still looking weak. I mean, it's still looking like a huge downtrend setup at this moment. From Friday to Monday, you can clearly see this right here. Friday's high up to Monday's high, which is building a lower high. Still getting weak. I mean, we lost price values from 608, 606. Yesterday down around 605. Now you lost that underneath 604, down towards the 602. So it's like you're losing value each day right now. And I mean, like I said, can we turn it around? Yeah, buyers can step in and give us the push, but it's just a lot of fear in the market right now because you got JP testifying today and tomorrow. You already had bad reports that came out as far as the consumer sentiments Friday. Then you had Traedz Talk that led to more fear. Because this is what happened. The Traedz Talk started Friday, dropped. Then 10 o'clock you had the consumer confidence, sentiments, that led to a bad report, another drop. So right now you got fear in the market, so there's definitely fear in the market coming into this week. And then again, you got PPI data, CPI data. We don't know what's going to be results of those. Then you have Jerome testifying today and tomorrow. So, I mean, it may be a little bit of fear in the market. Man, Chris, thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Hope y'all have a blessed one, man. So right now, for what I'm seeing is a downtrend setup. I'm just going to be honest. I see a downtrend setup as of now. Monday, Tuesday, downtrend setup. So, again, it all depends on what, 10 o'clock once Jerome Powell testifies, will that lead to a negative impact or will it lead to a positive impact? If it leads to a negative impact, we're going to definitely get rejected at that trend line where we're going to definitely fall back this way. We're going to start to fill that gap here at where we had this gap up at. We're going to fill it back down towards the downside. That's going to put us towards 600 on down to that 599 level where we will continue this downtrend Friday, Monday, even Tuesday. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled because do not forget, guys, 10 o'clock we have Jerome Powell speaking. As far as my Apple traders, guys, the main key areas you want to hold is 230 up to this 232 to 234 area. As long as you can hold 230, that'll keep you in the upper portion of this channel. You fall back underneath 230, you'll be back at the lower portion of this channel of 230 to 226. So $4 up, $4 down. So as long as you can hold that pivotal point, 230, you got room to move up towards the upside, $4. You lose that pivotal point, you got room to fall right back down, $4. So Again, $4 up, $4 down with a total of $8. So right there, that's Apple. Right now, SPY still look like it's on this downtrend setup. Still looking a little weak, guys. Still looking a little weak. Cause you gotta keep in mind, maybe some fear in the market of not knowing what's gonna be said. You know what's gonna come out of Jerome Powell's mouth at 10 o'clock. So maybe for some fear in the market. So yesterday we had a green day though, right? Yeah, we did close green, but it's still looking weak though. Because we definitely got to get back above. Because I'm going to tell you right now where your strong resistance is going to lie at. If we do get that push back up, 606, 608. That's going to be your strong resistance if we do get that push back up towards the upside. 606 is going to be one. 608 is going to be one. Because you can see right here where those bears came in aggressive. If we didn't go all the way up to 610 Friday, we went up to 608. You lost the $2 value. The last two Fridays from then, you always would run up to 610, get a pullback. But this Friday that passed, we ran up to 608. So we lost the $2 value. From that point, we fell on down, tried to go back up. Then you lost an additional $2 value, which was 606. Then you fell back on down, and then going into yesterday, we got back, we lost 604. Another $2 loss. Now we battling around 602. So it seemed like you're declining versus inclining for this week starting off. Appreciate you so much, boss. Let me go ahead and grab that link, and I'm going to go ahead. So, all right, we got it. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, Tariq. So let me go ahead and pass that link over to the other chats too, man. Shout out to Tariq. Thank you so much, boss, for that. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and have that set. So in about almost 20 minutes, we should be having him speaking. And we can definitely keep eyes peeled on the market to see on how it's going to impact the market. Whether we're going to continue this downtrend setup or will buy step in and actually give us this push, basically break out of this downtrend for the upside. So, two things about to happen. Either, like I said, we're going to have a positive impact where we can break out of this downtrend and move back up towards the upside, towards the 604, 606, 608. Or will it have a negative impact where we'll stay underneath that 604 level. Then we'll start to add 602 down to 600 and possible 599 and so forth, where we'll continue the downtrend setup from Friday, Monday, possibly Tuesday. So it all depends on the impact of this speech on what's about to be said. So right now, as of now, we know that we are in a downtrend setup. We know that for sure because we have not got back up towards these highs since Friday. Fridays was 608. Monday, we only came as high as 605. Tuesday starting off, we haven't even got back to these highs yet. We even haven't got back up to 604 yet. So right now, they're still showing weakness. So we'll definitely see at this moment because we're definitely on a decline at this moment, on a small decline. So, and I think in due time, we could fill that gap on the downside. So I'm just waiting on that because I know, I have a feeling we're gonna lose that 602 and we're gonna fill that gap down to that 600, close around that 600 range. So I know in due time that's coming. I'm just being patient on it and see. But Friday messed up my trading plan, man. Like I said, Friday I was waiting on a pullback, gap down, bounce. But we got 2 Fridays ago, man. I was still wanting that, man. How we looking on SMCI? SMCI, how we looking? So right now, SMCI is trying to break its way out of its downtrend setup. Definitely trying to retest that 42 level for that pushback on up towards the upside to look like 4350 to 44 level. So what I'm gonna do is, have we hit those? That 44 might be. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to switch it. Cause I know 42 is gonna be one level. SMCI is gonna try to run for, and then up to this 44 level. But right now, still looking a little weak. They all looking like downtrend setups right now. Apple was, let me see. Apple, you back on these 230. 2 upper shadows on that bad boy. SPY still trying to get the push, but we're still getting rejected at the trend line. So I'm definitely keep this on watch to see where we go. Because the main trend line we lost was this one. That was the main one. See, that was the one that was holding us up for the past 2 weeks. See, that's the one we lost. Now we fell to the bottom trend line. Because if you go back, right here, where was it at? What was that? Yeah, right here. See, we was holding up on these trend lines. We'll get that pullback. Then we wind up holding on this trend line, move on up. We had that uptrend. Then we, like I said, we held it for a little bit, then wound up cracking it back down to the bottom one. So now we had this bottom one here. We had this bottom trend line. So I'm going to definitely keep my eyes peeled because, again, that is around the 602-ish level. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled to see if these buyers are going to try to utilize this bottom trend line to try to move back up towards the upside, up towards the 604, 606 level. So definitely gonna keep my eyes peeled to see if I can see some type of ascending triangle pattern setup, even off of this trend line here. I mean, because the only setups I possibly see is this bottom around 602. You'll have that 604.36 level. If we go off of this trend line here up to the 606, where you will be in somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern. Like I said, we did lose this main one here, main trend line, fell down to this trend line. So now we're trying to utilize the bottom one. So based off the past, I mean, buyers did come in very aggressive off this bottom trend line and then pushed their way back up towards the upside, where you rotated from these bottoms all the way back up towards these tops. So it seemed like you got rejected at the tops, then move your way right back down to these bottoms. So these bottoms could possibly hold for possible support for the movement back up. So I'm definitely keeping on watch to see on how the market is going to be impacted by Jerome Powell today. So definitely want to see. So right now, I mean, y'all trying to hold. Definitely still trying to hold. So let me see. I'm going to keep it on watch. All right, where we at right now? So we did pull back down to 250 level. Today's lows around 245. Yep, so I definitely want to see what's going to happen around 10 o'clock. What type of impact it's going to have. You know, will those buys step in and we get that push, break out of this downtrend setup, or will we get rejected and pull back down? So we got about 14 minutes left, guys. 14 minutes left. So I want to see what's going to happen around these key areas. So we did rebound off of 602. We did rebound off of 602. Now you're back on top of that 602.90, right back on top of that floor here. So as long as that 602.90 level can hold, you do have room to push back up towards that 604.36 level. Because you got to remember, 604.36 and that 606 was an old channel. So if you go back a little bit, right here was your old channel between those price points. 604.36, 606, where you had tops, bottoms, where you rotated back and forth between those two price points until we cracked, wound up reclaiming it, getting right back above 604.36, push our way right back up to 606, staying in this little channel until it made an executive move where we did break above that 606 up to 608. Then we had that dump where you fell right back in that channel, cracked the channel, and so forth. So keep in mind that those buyers, if buyers can hold, can try to push right back in this channel. They can try to push right back in this channel. But we'll keep it on watch to see. Right now, still testing that trend, that downtrend setup, still testing that. But again, guys, if those buyers can step in, you do got room to push up to start off with. They're around that 604.36 level. From 604 to 604.36. Right now, still looking a little, I mean, you got a little bit of buying volume, a little bit, versus on what we had yesterday. I mean, yesterday it was kind of crappy. We had some crappy buying volume yesterday. Apple still underneath 230. We got about 12 minute guys until the Jerome Powell testifies. So definitely keep your eyes peeled to see on where the market wants to go from this point. So I'm keeping on watch to see. Because like I said, if buy step in, that'll break out of that downtrend. You'll get a downtrend breakout towards the price points of 604.36 to possible 606. But if it's negative, you'll fall right back underneath that 602.90 and actually continue to downtrend back this way towards the 601, 600, even down towards that possible 599 when you will crack this trend line here and continue the downtrend setup. So, because right now, if you think about it, you kind of if you think about it, you are somewhat of a descending wedge, because you got this little descending wedge here. If you think about it, from this downtrend setup, 602.90 floor, you're in somewhat of a descending wedge here. That'll be descending wedge number one. Next one would be descending wedge number two, which would be around 602 itself. So you'll have a bigger descending wedge here. So if you think about it, this is one here, 602.90, and then you have number two, which would be 602 itself. So, if we crack that, this one, you'll be cracking again, you'll be cracking that wedge on down to this wedge, which will be 602 itself. So let's, like I said, I'm going to keep it on watch to see where these buyers going to go, or to see if these sellers going to move in aggressive. Because it all depends. Like I said, this 602.90 is going to be a very important key. Because above it, they can utilize that for support to move their way back on up. Kind of like what you're seeing here. You pull down to 602.90, move back on up. Around 602.90, move back on up. 602.90, move back on up. That means that anytime you're above that price point, that benefits the bulls. Now, when you underneath it, what you can kind of see right here, it benefits the bears because they'll utilize that 602.90 for resistance when you get rejected and pull back down. But right now, as of now, we're on top of that price point, which that means that is in the bulls' favor at this moment. So just keep that on watch. So I do have the say live in 3 minutes, guys. So shout out to Tariq for giving me this link. So I do have it right here, guys. I'm gonna try to shrink it up as best as I can. Let me put it on my theater mode, theatrical mode. Oh, I gotta wait for it to come on, huh? So I can even, let me see. Yeah, I gotta wait for it to come on so I can use that option. So I'm gonna try to minimize it as much as possible so we can see the reaction of the market. Come on. I'm trying to minimize it. I'm trying to minimize as much as possible. I hate when this thing does this. See what I mean? It's like you never can't grab it. All right, there we go. I'm trying to put it off as far as I can so we can see how the market is going to react today. All right. All right, cool. That'll work. All right. So stay about 3 minutes. In about 3 minutes. So I'm definitely keeping on watch, guys. See what's gonna happen. How the market is gonna react. How the market is gonna react off of this testimony here. So let's see, guys. Still got 3 minutes. Sorry, I don't need no notified. I'm already on. All right, so let's see, guys. So how the market is gonna react. Well, where will we go from here? Is Tesla still falling too? I mean, everything in the red right now. Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Coin, Tesla, SMCI. The only ones that's in the green right now is look like what, Nvidia, AMD, and Apple. Let me see, cause I was trying to look at Tesla a while back too, but it still ain't do nothing. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was waiting on a bounce, cause especially after all these lows, I was waiting to see where that bounce was gonna be at, cause I was gonna try to jump in on TSLL. To try to go for a call opportunity. I was watching that as well. See, even TSLL is still on a downtrend setup, but I do have my contract ready to go just in case. So it look like we still pulling back at this moment. Still seeing weakness on Tesla. So no go yet for me on that one, but I will let you guys know from this point on where I'm gonna try to enter in at. But I'm gonna keep it on watch to see. Looking for some good bouncing opportunities for the back up towards the upside, because I think we may be, are we oversold? Like in the oversold section now on Tesla? Because I think we didn't pull down low enough to now we're in the oversold section. What we got left? Okay, still got some time. Let me check it out. Let me check it out real quick. Spy. Go to Tesla. What is the RSI on that bad boy? Tesla. Where we at? So yeah, it was like we in the oversold area for Tesla. I mean, around 33. I mean, like I said, it could be a possible buying opportunity coming up for a good bounce back up towards the upside. Let me see. We're on the 50 on. We still got a possible room to still fall down to that 325 to 300 level on Tesla. It like still got room to still fall back down to these low areas. Like right about, I feel like some big win. Yeah, I mean, right now, you do have room to possibly fall back seismic down to that 325 box because you did lose that 13 MA, and this is from the weekly standpoint. So it does look like you have room to possibly fall back down to that 300 level, towards that 300 range, 325 to 300 level. Could possibly see a bounce in due time because I mean, RSI on the weekly is at 52. And daily is at 33. Yeah, daily is at 33. So you are getting into some oversold areas. Oversold areas. So I mean, it is getting low. I mean, low and low. I mean, I think a bounce. I mean, in due time. I mean, I'm just saying in due time. I mean, I think it could be setting up for a good call opportunity. I really wanted 360 area to hold, but died. Yep. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking around at least 325 to 300. Because, I mean, that's the last resort, last line of resort as far as Tesla, because you lose 300, you fall right back into the twos. So, it got, I mean, so I'm thinking around 325, 300, someone in that bracket where they could try to utilize it to bounce back up to stay in the 300 range. Because other than that, you'll fall out of the 300s back into the 200 range. So that's what I was trying to figure out, that we could be seeing a bounce soon. But I think we're going to see a little bit more pullback in due time. All right, still nothing yet, still nothing yet. So let me look, because I remember we looked at it, on a 5-year chart. What looked like it. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up the chart real quick. I'm still waiting on this guy to set up. I mean, I'm waiting for them to come through. Still waiting, still waiting. All right, let me see. Let me go to Tesla 5-year chart, because I mean, it looked like we could get a nice bounce later on. So that's why I was trying to look at that bad boy. I was trying to kind of calculate it. So let me see. Come on, man, hurry up. This thing do this. It's like slow as hell. Alright, so around, let me see, go to my 5-year chart for Tesla, right about 5-year. Yeah, so it looked like 300, because that's your old breakout zone. So it looked like around 325 to that 300 range, where you could get a possible good bounce. Maybe, because this is around 328, it's around this trend line here. And then you got this one that's going to put you right at 300 for that possible bounce. For a possible bounce back up towards the upside. I mean, because right now you're just definitely falling. You lost the 13 EMA with room to fall all the way back down in this area here. But like I said, 300 could be a good possible bouncing opportunity. I mean, good bounce. Like right here, boss. Like right here, where you had this old resistant area that could possibly be now new support. We could possibly utilize that bad boy to bounce. I mean, I think so, boss. I just wanted to drop as fast. Yeah, true. I mean, it could. I mean, especially with this testimony. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, SPY could drop. You know, a pop. Anything could happen. So if everything is bad, I mean, we definitely can see another pullback on Tesla for sure. I agree with you 110%. I agree 110% on that. Because I mean, you got rejected around the 480, almost 500 level, and you've just been pulling back ever since. I mean, we're going to fall possibly back down to that 300. We could possibly get a 300 bounce back up towards the upside. So, I mean, I think in due time, boss, I mean, it'd be good for a possible bounce. I think so. So, I mean, right now, you're just still pulling back. And you're definitely still pulling back. Still pulling back. Because your old breakout engineer now, and engineer size, I mean, like I said, is around 300. 300 rejection. Then you finally broke above it. Then you cracked back underneath it. Then broke back above it. Then you've been getting rejected underneath 300. 300. Then you get a breakout. So it seems like that's the pivot point, because it's like every time you leave from it, you return to it. Leave from it, 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 return to it. So 9 times out of 10, you may be returning to it. So I mean, look like that 300 is like a big ass magnet, where I mean you could get that pullback bounce, where you could return right back to it, but on the upside instead of the downside. Because anytime you was underneath it, you would get rejected by it. You'll go up to 300, rejected. 300, rejected. That's when you was in the bears territory. But now we broke above it. Now you're in the bulls territory, where we can utilize that 300 for possible support. So you kind of, I mean, you agree, Seismic, you kind of agree with that, boss? Like when we was underneath 300, you was in the bears territory, right? Because you're run up to 300, bears to come in. 300, bears to come in. 300, bears to come in. Now we're above it. Now we went from bearish to bullishness. Now instead of getting rejected by it, we can actually use that to bounce off on top of it. Where now the bulls it can work in a bull's favor, where we can actually utilize that now to bounce, staying on this side of the border up 300. Now utilizing that on the bullish side of things, that now that we cross from the bearish side to now the bullish side of that bad boy. So I think so, boss. I mean, again, we crossed over from the bearish side of it to now the bullish side of it, to now we can utilize it to bounce instead of getting rejected. I mean, even if we used to look at it upside down, it'd kind of be the same, almost same exact thing. So let me see real quick. And I'm going to put, what, 300? Easy test fine yet? Anything yet? Because, I mean, I know I'm running my mouth. I just want to see. All right, still not yet. Oops. So even if we look at it upside down, let's look at it from let's just say, okay, a put standpoint. So let's see. Let me flip it. Let me flip it upside down from a put standpoint. So from a put standpoint, let's see. So 325 to duplicate that with 300. Oops, my bad. Yeah. So even from a put standpoint, it seemed like Yeah, I mean, we look at it upside down. I mean, I'm still like we still getting those results at 325, 300. So it seemed like even looking at the chart upside down, it's still kind of equaling out to 325, 300, boss. So I flipped the chart upside down to get a closer look. Yeah, look like around 325 and 300. So let me flip it back the normal way. Use the same price points. All right. So 300, and let me take these off right now because we don't need this. We don't need these real quick. Let me take these off, and I'm gonna use 300 and 325 real quick. And let's see, 325. Yep, ran up towards that. Got rejected right underneath 325. Came on down. Got rejected at 300. So yep, same two price points. Still look. I mean, again with the chart upside down and the right way. I mean, it still look like it's equaling out to almost the same exact thing. Like 325 down to 300 from both key levels. So it look like, I mean, again, you'll have a if they utilize 325, you'll be bouncing off this trend line. If they utilize this one, you'll be bouncing off 300. So the first one will be like 325 will be your first one. So 325 that will be the first one. So I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes peeled on that. So I think bouncing opportunities will be coming up soon. Cause right now we're at 345. So I think about another little $25 drop ish. I mean, I think so. Boss. Okay, here we go, guys. Let me turn the music off. Appreciate you, Seisman. Thank you, boss. It's I'm sorry, Tariq. Thanks so much, Tariq. Looking at the wrong name. I'm trying to rush. I apologize. Hold on. Let me try to get all this situated. Come on. There we go. All right, music off. Yeah, got it, boss. I got the music off. All right, let's see. Try to fix this bunch of.
Good morning.
Okay, right now we pushing.
To order.
So right now we pushing.
Powell, thank you for being with us today. Appreciate your willingness to have a chat with us about some of the really important issues facing our country. Without question, the Federal Reserve serves a critical role in the function of our government and the global economy. You have the ability to influence markets and directly impact the financial future of hundreds of millions of Americans. That is why the Federal Reserve is supposed to be an independent institution free from politics. But in recent reality, the Fed has been susceptible to political pressure. Take, for example, the Fed's involvement in a network for greening the financial system, a group dedicated to green financing and climate change, which the Fed...
I guess it's going over the talks of like you were saying with the dealing with the politics putting pressure on the market.
The organization as President Trump was getting ready to be sworn in. To the American people, this is flip-flopping in the political wind. Too much focus on climate change instead of supervision is consequential.
Oh, this is about to be interesting. I'm watching this setup right here, guys. They're watching this downtrend setup. This is gonna be interesting. Keep it on watch.
U.S. history and the largest since the 2000.
Keep your eyes peeled on that trend line setup.
And yet, not a single federal regulator was held to account. In fact, the FDIC filed a lawsuit against bank executives, which accused the SVB of egregious mismanagement. And I agree. How is it that no bank supervisor has faced any consequences? With 30 MRAs and MRIAs that never had timely action at SVB, how can the people who are supposed to be our cops on the beat have not faced any recourse for such egregious failures? I simply don't understand. We must all address the fact that over the last 4 years, the Biden administration and Bidenomics have devastated, decimated, and destroyed hardworking families' ability to support themselves. During Joe Biden's time in office, overall prices rose by over 20%. Energy prices, 34%. Transportation costs, 31%. Groceries, 22%. But that's not all. Thanks to Bidenomics, 2/3 of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings accounts. But there is good news. Things are going to get better. During his first term, President Trump kept his promises to the American people. In the first 3 years of his presidency,
Look at SPY, guys. Still need that trend line, guys. Still need the trend line.
Economy ever.
Got Tesla still pulling back.
Created.
Tesla pulling back.
Went to women, African Americans, and Hispanics. It's time to once again make America's economy work for the folks working paycheck to paycheck. Joe Biden broke our economy, and Donald Trump will fix it. For too long,
How you broke the economy and the market been up?
have followed
That
a
made no
black
sense.
box regulatory framework with little to no recourse. The FDIC, under President Trump's leadership, recently released never-before-seen supervisory
Yeah,
documents.
I don't see
which
the market.
confirmed
The market been up. What is he talking about?
Choke point 2.0 was real, despite assurances that these unacceptable practices would end following the Democrats' first Operation Choke point 1.0. We are seeing an unfair playing field that results in disastrous consequences for legal businesses and law-abiding citizens. On one hand, if you were in the private sector and you do your job poorly, you would face consequences, reprimands, suspensions,
See what I mean, Seismic?
or even being fired.
225, 325.
Walls of the federal government.
Tesla
Such as
got room to possibly fall back down to 325. See that? Where that trend line is?
consequences.
325 boss down to 300. Still pulling back. Still pulling back.
Cut off services.
So about a good little more $20 more drop. I mean, we could possibly start to utilize that. So I'm keeping that on watch for Tesla for a possible good little bounce.
Of fairness and market access. Over the last 2 years, as the ranking member of this committee, I have consistently argued that Basel III endgame proposal will raise costs and limit credit access for hardworking Americans. And while I'm glad this proposal was not finalized, the uncertainty surrounding Basel III forced banks to put capital on the sidelines, limiting access to that capital for local small businesses across our country. Now, as chairman, I plan to work to rectify the issues of the Biden administration. Chairman Powell, I look forward to hearing from you on the Federal Reserve.
SPY guys still getting weak. SPY still getting weak.
Right sizing the financial regulatory framework, specifically around Basel III. To create jobs here in America, we need to make sure there's capital and liquidity in the market. And we also want all Americans, even those growing up in poverty like I did, to know that they can access the capital necessary to start new businesses.
Like where your highs at on Tesla.
grow
Like,
existing
so it
businesses.
looks like y'all want to pull back down to 325, almost 315-ish level.
Their American
Towards these old highs.
Chairman, I look forward
Like
to
right here.
your testimony.
Look like y'all want to fall back this way.
I believe that weaponizing an independent
And we still dumping, guys. Tesla, look. So I told you about a $20 drop, Seismic. And Tariq, I told y'all. And Engineer.
Financing scheme.
And we cracked 340. I mean, 340. Got room 330. Down to the 320s. So he still got like a $20 drop to go. Back down to these lows.
And focus on a healthy economy.
On Tesla.
Ranking Member Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair Powell, it is no secret that you and I disagree on the need for strong bank regulation, on monetary policy,
Still got room to still fall.
and on the Fed's stock trading scandals. We have sharp differences, but I believe you are a principled public servant who cares about this country. We are at an unprecedented moment. Our financial systems are facing
Still on the
huge
downtrend on
risks
SPY, guys.
from the economic chaos of President Trump and his co-president Elon Musk. From on-again, off-again tariffs to on-again, off-again layoffs for tens of thousands of government workers, to on-again, off-again cuts in domestic grain purchases, to on-again, off-again support for medical research. Now, co-president Musk and his OMB director have frozen all work at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. There are now 0 cops overseeing the $18 trillion consumer lending market. 0 cops. Investigations into illegal foreclosures and auto repossessions canceled. Exams of giant credit card issuers to weed out unlawful junk fees canceled. Probes of illegal debt collection practices canceled. Rules to save people billions of dollars canceled. If Musk and his OMB directors succeed in killing the CFPB, it's like putting a sign on every checking account, every credit card, every mortgage application, and every car loan. Cops have been fired. Let the scams begin. That is not all. Musk and his Doge crew are also rooting through the Treasury's most important payment systems, the financial plumbing that ensures that billions of payments go through, from Social Security checks to grants for community.
I'm still watching Tesla. See how far we put him back on that bad boy.
How they got this access.
Right now, we cracked that 340, guys, on Tesla. You're going into 330s.
Whether Americans' financial data.
I'm still thinking around 325, almost 300 level. I'm gonna see how far we're gonna pull back.
Of Mr. Musk. Instead, we've had a series of misleading and conflicting statements by Treasury Secretary Bessent. After receiving public blowback, it appears that Secretary Bessent is now trying to throw the Federal Reserve under the bus. Secretary Bessent claims that Doge can't meddle with the Treasury's payment systems because ultimately the Fed is in control. Now, I'm not sure whether Secretary Bessent doesn't understand how the system works or if he's just trying to shift the blame to you. But I know he is wrong. The Fed simply executes the transactions that Treasury instructs. If Elon and his hackers, for example, initiate instructions to choke off payments to their enemies, or if they issue instructions to shut down payment for teachers' aides for kids with special needs, the Fed may have no way of knowing that the instructions were manipulated, and the Fed may have no legal method to override them. Chair Powell, the next 18 months may define your legacy and the country's trust in the Fed as an institution. I expect that you will work with Democrats and Republicans in Congress if Doge's next move is to try to commandeer the Fed's payment system. I also expect that you will not join the conspiracy to shutter the CFPB. Unlike the Treasury payment
these bottoms. Oh, they've been good.
If the CFPB's funding requests have been manipulated. I understand that some extremists have a different view about what the law ought to be.
Here we go, guys.
But under the law right now, impoundment is clearly illegal. Do not make the Federal Reserve an accomplice to this illegal act and forever sully the reputation of the Fed. Keep the CFPB funded exactly as the law requires. We are in the middle of a crisis as Elon Musk tries to take over our government. But let's also talk for just a minute about your day-to-day job, meeting the Fed's dual mandate of promoting maximum employment and stable prices. It's now clear that the Fed acted too late and let inflation get too high, and then responded by keeping rates too high for too long. These policies made the big drivers of inflation, like housing costs, even worse. And they put Americans' jobs at risk.
I want to cut that pullback. That put on that one.
And for small businesses to be able to finance their operations.
Trying to see how far we can drop for Tesla. How much lower can we go?
Rates, beginning with a meaningful rate cut next month. You have proven you can move quickly when it is politically expedient. After President Trump was elected, within the space of just a few weeks, you scrubbed seemingly all mention of diversity and inclusion from the Fed's website. You withdrew from an international central bank group that shares information.
There go that damn purple tie again.
You instituted a hiring freeze that will limit the number of cops on the Wall Street beat, and you announced plans to gut big bank stress tests. I can see the immediate political appeal of your strategy, but ultimately it will fail. You will lose good people. Climate catastrophes.
I'm trying to get my contracts real quick, guys. I'm trying to check it out.
And the increasing vulnerability of big banks will threaten our entire economy. Sure, Donald Trump may be happier with you right now, but wading deeper into politics to please him over the long run will burn the reputation and the independence of the Fed and put our entire economy at risk. I urge you, don't fall into these traps. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am. Today we'll hear from Chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, on the semi-annual monetary policy report.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's see.
Powell, thank you for your testimony today.
Here we go. Here we go.
Chairman Scott, Ranking Member Warren, and other members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to present the Federal Reserve's semi-annual monetary policy report. The Federal Reserve remains squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. Labor market conditions have cooled from their formerly overheated state and remain solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal, though it remains somewhat elevated. We are attentive to the risks on both sides of our mandate. I will review the current economic situation before turning to monetary policy. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose 2.5% in 2024, bolstered by resilient consumer spending. Investment in equipment and intangibles appears to have declined in the fourth quarter, but was solid for the year overall. Following weakness in the middle of last year, activity in the housing sector seems to have stabilized. In the labor market, conditions remain solid and appear to have stabilized. Payroll job gains averaged 189,000 per month over the past 4 months.
Keep it on watch, guys. Keep it on watch. Keep it on watch.
The unemployment rate has been steady since the middle of last year, and at 4% in June.
Basically talking about inflation. Just saying that dealing with the politics. Basically, if it's interfering as far as the market's sake, as far as manipulation and getting pressured.
Broadly in balance. The labor market is not a source of significant inflationary pressures. The strong labor market conditions in recent years have helped narrow long-standing disparities in employment and earnings across demographic groups. Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer-term goal. PCE prices rose 2.6% over the 12 months ending in December, and excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets.
Still watching,
our
guys.
monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people.
Getting a little bit of a push.
Since last September, the FOMC lowered the policy rate by a full percentage point from its peak, after having maintained the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5% for 14 months. That recalibration of our policy stance was appropriate in light of the progress on inflation and the cooling in the labor market. Meanwhile, we've continued to reduce our securities holdings. With our policy stance now significantly less restrictive than it had been, and the economy remaining strong, we do not need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance. We know that reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too slowly or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the FOMC will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. As the economy evolves, we will adjust our policy stance in a manner that best promotes our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can maintain policy restraint for longer. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated.
Sorry to get my contracts, guys. Let's get my contracts real quick.
We are attentive to the risks on
I'm watching Tesla and I'm watching Spire.
And policy is
Look at both
well
of them real
positioned
quick.
to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face. This year, we are conducting the second periodic review of our monetary policy strategy, tools, and communications, the framework used to pursue our congressionally mandated assigned goals of maximum employment and stable prices. The focus of this review is on the FOMC's statement on longer run goals and monetary policy strategy, which articulates the committee's approach to monetary policy, and on the committee's policy communication tools. The committee's 2% longer run inflation goal will be retained and will not be a focus of the review. Our review will include outreach and public events involving a wide range of parties, including Fed Listens events around the country and a research conference in May. We will take on board lessons of the past 5 years and adapt our approach where appropriate to best serve the American people to whom we are accountable. We intend to wrap up the review by late summer. Let me conclude by emphasizing that at the Fed, we'll do everything we can to achieve our dual mandate goals that Congress has set for monetary policy. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Chairman Powell. Certainly your words and your actions have a global impact. You have the opportunity and responsibility of leading this country in the right direction economically.
Still just keeping this on watch, guys. Watching this trend line, watching Tesla as well.
You did that well. You and I had a conversation yesterday. Some of it was frustrating.
Because right now we're in this channel.
But in the end, my goal is to make
350,
sure that
345, 340.
Working paycheck to paycheck have more opportunities to succeed, not fewer. You have said that the Fed is not against innovation, and banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks. Yet you have admitted that the threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in crypto activities. Last week I held a hearing on debanking and once again heard that federal banking agencies, in particular the Fed, use reputational risk as a tool to encourage the debanking of certain legal industries and law-abiding citizens for political reasons not tied to safety and soundness. Debanking is a top priority for this committee, and it certainly is for me, and one that I believe is a bipartisan issue. Will you commit to working with this committee to end debanking, including working with the new Vice Chair of Supervision, once appointed, to revise the Federal Reserve Supervision Manuals to remove reputational risk as a tool to weigh in on political topics?
I'm happy to make that commitment.
Thank you, sir. Accountability is very important. I would like to think accountability is a priority for everyone, especially the Fed, given that failures in Fed supervision can result in the loss of billions of dollars. Yet following the failure of Silicon Valley Bank,
get a little bit of a push out of the downtrend setup, guys. Still don't seem like a lot of buying volume. We're going to keep it on watch, though.
Interest rate and liquidity risks. We have yet to see
getting a little bit of pop back up on Tesla.
And as you recall,
from that 342.50 range, trying to push back up to 345.
In the private sector, 15 years running a few businesses, I can tell you that accountability is a necessary part of making the entire organization healthier and perform its job as well as possible. I'm encouraged that the FDIC has begun the process of holding SVB executives accountable. That's good news. But no Fed employee has been fired, put on probation, put on performance improvement plan, all of which would be expected in the private sector.
Probation?
Employee failure.
Did you say probation?
Please explain to me why Fed employees are held to a different standard from my perspective than everyone else, and what are you planning to do to take accountability for Fed failures in supervision?
So we've actually done quite a lot in response to the events associated.
All right, so we're starting to get a little bit of movement, guys.
Many things. In terms of specific
got Tesla trying to push his way back up towards that 345 level.
This was not a case of malfeasance or non-feasance so much. It was a case of
these errors still so dang high, man.
Carrying out a specific playbook.
Let me see something real quick.
That failed to cause us to act in time for these things. So it wasn't actually particularly fair to the employees to say you violated our practices in some way. That wasn't really what happened. What happened was, I would say, a lot of focus on process and on governance and controls, and not enough focus on basic bread and butter banking, credit risk, liquidity risk, interest rate risk, things like that. So, and as we discussed yesterday, we took very substantial steps to avoid further spread of those issues, and that was successful. But I understand your point on accountability.
This is one of the areas where you see the approach of looking at safety and soundness, and with the number of MRAs that when really documented but no action was taken, that leads me to the conclusion that individual employees, supervisors, should have been held account for that. I'll move on though. In the past, you've supported tailoring regulations so that we ensure banks of different sizes thrive and to preserve our diverse banking system. Will you commit to working with me as chairman to make sure that financial regulations do not impose more burden than is necessary? I'll say that this comes after a number of conversations with community banks and regional banks that have continued to stress that the cost of the regulatory framework around them isn't just harsh, it's oppressive. Larger banks suggest that the cost per employee for the regulatory framework is $10,000 per employee. I think we can do better. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Right, first of all, I will commit to
Getting a little bit of positive movement towards the upside, guys, on SPY.
to avoid
Room trying to push back up towards that 604, possible 604.36 level. Getting a little bit of a downtrend break. Down a little bit of a downtrend break.
A lot of people talking about that, and it's time to take a fresh look. I think we don't intentionally do these things, but sometimes regulation leads things to happen, and we need to be working on that.
I appreciate that, and I'll turn over to the ranking member. I'll say this, after having a number of conversations with CEOs of banks around the country, one of the things that was made clear to me with specific statement from these CEOs is that the regulatory OCC and other regulatory agencies said specifically to debank certain industries, and that is the point that I'm making, and one that I think we have to solve. If it's legal in America to do business, we should do our part to make sure that they're banked.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So over the weekend, Co-President Musk and Acting Director Vogt effectively shut down CFPB. No more cop on the beat looking out for a family of four in South Carolina facing an
So what I'm trying to do is
no more cop
how the market reacts, how each one of them talks. Like Warren, Scott, and Powell, to see how the market reacts as each one of them talks.
Giant credit card companies that are charging illegal junk fees. It also means that the CFPB is no longer doing one of its most important jobs, examining big banks to root out illegal conduct before it happens, or at least stop it before more people get hurt. Chair Powell, if the CFPB isn't on the job right now, then who is administering JP Morgan or Wells Fargo's consumer compliance exams to ensure that they are following the law?
Senator, I believe that, and you would know, that Dodd-Frank moved all authority for examinations in the consumer space to the CFPB. We still have some jurisdiction.
We'll talk about that in a sec. But the answer to my question, please. If the CFPB is not there examining these giant banks to make sure they are following the laws on not cheating consumers, who is doing that job?
I can say no other federal regulator.
No one, in other words. So thanks to Co-President Musk and CFPB Acting Director Vogt, Wall Street banks no longer have to show the bank examiners that they're not illegally opening accounts people didn't ask for, like happened with Wells Fargo, or charging illegal junk fees like the Bank of America did. But CFPB has jurisdiction only on banks that have more than $10 billion in assets. So what's happening in thousands of community banks all around the country, those that have less than $10 billion in assets? So, Chair Powell, as you know, the Fed...
Here we go, guys. SPY pushing back up towards that 604.36 level. Trying to get back in that channel. Keep it on watch.
$10 billion in assets.
Starting to get a little bit of volume in now.
Suspended consumer compliance exams for those smaller banks? Or is the Fed still on the job to make sure that those smaller banks are following consumer financial laws?
Still on the job, business as usual.
All right. By forcing the CFPB not to do its job, President Trump Elon Musk and the author of Project 2025, Russ Vogt, are giving Wall Street banks an unlimited get out of jail free card so they can cheat working families, even while community banks continue to promote.
Yeah, she saw. I just caught on to that.
Americans who have money deposited at JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or any other of the giant banks, they should now know that there is no one on the job to make sure that those banks are not scamming you. Only the smaller banks now have a cop on the beat to make sure that they aren't cheating consumers. You know, if I had my money in one of those giant banks, I might think about going to a smaller bank where the protection, at least right now, is a whole lot better. Now, at the same time that the CFPB is under attack, the Fed is buckling to pressure from Wall Street to erase other safeguards for the too big to fail banks. During the first Trump administration, under your leadership, the Fed weakened the big bank stress tests, including by giving the big banks some of the answers to the test in advance. I called you out on it, but you promised right here in this committee that you would not give those
Here you go, guys.
the whole
60436.
answer. I quote you back. You
Spy.
said, complete knowledge of the models could lead to a model monoculture in which all
If you
firms
don't watch,
have similar
can we get that break
internal
or we'll get
stress
rejected?
testing models, which could increase the correlation of risk in the system and miss key idiosyncratic risks faced by the firms. I agreed with you. But several weeks ago, the Fed announced that it has plans to do exactly that. Hand all of the answers over to the giant banks. Chair Powell, why is the Fed about to propose a rule that directly contradicts your own testimony and, in your own words, would render the stress tests toothless?
Senator, in essence, because the ground has shifted very substantially in administrative law, and we actually want the stress test to remain resilient to that, and so we're making changes to accomplish that.
Well, the changes are changes you've identified earlier as making those tests toothless. Look, the big banks are going to juice shareholder payouts and leave this economy more vulnerable to a crash. The Fed is knuckling under to bank lobbyists. We know how this ends. People will suffer. Wall Street will get bailed out. I urge you, Chair Powell, to serve Main Street instead of Wall Street. Don't weaken these rules.
Thank you. Senator Rounds?
Thank you.
Boy, he had that guilty look.
And Mr.
Like,
Chairman,
damn.
Thank you for
Oh, you saw his
I
face?
appreciate the opportunity to visit with you.
Like he.
I've got a series of questions, but I would like to get
It's like that look just said it all.
The
like,
suggestion
oh,
that the
shit.
ranking member has made here is that the big banks can now scam individuals right now. Any change in the laws regarding how they're supposed to be treating the individual consumers out there or anything along that line?
Law changes? No, I'm not aware of any
Any
law
changes, any rules that they would have to follow?
Not that I'm aware of.
Are they still audited, and do they still have the regulators in watching all of their businesses just as they did before?
Well, they'd have all the regulators except for the CFPB.
Very good.
If in fact, that in the hypothetical, the CFPB weren't carrying.
Anything else you'd like to add before we move on?
345 on Tesla, guys. 345 on Tesla.
Continue to
Testing.
prioritize the stability and the resilience of our financial system. The ongoing Basel III rulemaking process has remained front and center in shaping our regulatory framework. Now, I guess I was rather outspoken with my opposition to the original proposal, and further work was stalled at the end of the last year. I guess my question for you today, sir, is could you provide an update on the Federal Reserve's progress in finalizing the Basel III endgame rulemaking process?
I'd be glad to. So we remain committed to completing Basel III endgame. We think it's good for U.S. banks. It's good for our economy that there be a global standard beneath which foreign banks can't fall. And that was one of the big ideas behind the whole Basel Committee approach. So where it sits now is we await leadership arriving at the OCC and the FDIC, and that seems to be happening. And when that happens, we're going to sit down with them and work our way through to a Basel III endgame proposal. And I think we can do this reasonably quickly, one that is compliant and consistent with the Basel requirements, and also consistent with what other large jurisdictions are doing. I'm optimistic that we can do that fairly quickly, and we're committed to doing that.
We always wanted our banks to be competitive with European banks, and I'm just curious, the original proposal that was in front of you, and I'd like your thoughts on this, it was estimated to increase our bank's capital by 19%, which I think may very well have created a potential disadvantage within the U.S. institutions versus our European counterparts. With any new proposal, what's your thoughts? Would you make a commitment that this would be a neutral approach with regard to capital?
The main commitment I'll make is we'll work together with new leadership at the other banking agencies to do something. But that's certainly, I've said many times in this committee that I think that the level of capital in the largest banks is about right, and so it'll shake out somewhere in that area. I would
Our
guess.
expectation would be, and the markets would expect that it would be neutral with regard to capital
In that range, but I want to defer to our new colleagues and get their views as well. But that's a good starting place.
Okay, thank you. The Federal Reserve's partnership with the U.S. Treasury plays a central role in supporting our nation's payment infrastructure, which processes a vast range of daily transactions, from federal benefit disbursements to debt obligations.
I'm sorry about that.
Could you outline the Federal Reserve's role in supporting and managing the
Still
Treasury's
waiting on
payment
this.
systems,
Still was
including
waiting on the setup.
how the Fed works to keep these systems secure, efficient, and capable of handling the government's high volume of daily transactions?
So it's a complicated set of arrangements, and I'll try to summarize quickly. Effectively, Congress authorized spending, and then the agencies carry out those spending orders. And the way they do that is they send an order to pay a payee, a recipient, to the Treasury Department. Upstream, before it gets to the Fed, all of these decisions are made about, is this an appropriate order? Is this payee on the don't pay list, and all those things. Once all of that is set, it comes to the Fed, and by that I mean 4 or so of the Reserve banks.
I was trying to see if we're going to get a push back up towards the upside on Tesla
We take the
real
money out of
quick.
the Treasury General account, and we make the payment. We make no judgments whatsoever. Those are all made upstream from us, and we are, in fact, the fiscal agent of the Treasury.
Confirm for me today.
Still gonna try and get that push still, guys, on SPY.
I believe it is, and I will tell you, we are very strongly committed to the integrity, efficacy, resilience, and all those things of this system. And people do depend on this in a big way, and we're committed to that.
One last question for you, sir. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank, and the chairman brought this up. I'm just curious, recognizing a lot of banks out there looked at this, it cost the other banks in the system a lot of money to pick up the costs involved in the losses. Nobody's been fired, but you did indicate that it was a failure in the playbook. Has the playbook been revised, or can we expect that it will be revised?
In a lot of ways, it's been revised, yes. I can go into some details.
I was thinking that.
It didn't happen.
Tariq, I was thinking that, boss.
For example, the supervisors didn't follow through aggressively.
I'm keeping it on watch because I'm just saying, because it does look kind of.
Well,
That's why I'm just keeping it on watch. That's why why here quiet, just watching these points. Because Tesla's still dropping.
Focusing enough directly.
Got Tesla still sinking.
A very large amount of interest rate risk, a large portfolio of long-term securities matched up with an unstable funding base, and somehow people wrote about that, and not the Fed, but others wrote publicly about this. But somehow, we don't expect bank runs outside of a crisis in this country, and that's what that was. It was a bank run, and bank runs are incredibly damaging. I think
because it does. I mean, I agree. I agree with you, Tariq. It does too, boss. It does. So that's why I'm keeping it on watch to see.
I think this is one that I think, as you appropriately pointed out, I think this is an area where a lot more questions.
That's why I'm watching that 604.36 level too, just to see.
A discussion about.
That's why I'm watching that 604.36 level, just to see where we go from here.
Thank you, Senator Cortez Masto.
Because that'll be the next level
Chairman
resistance.
Powell, thank you, and thank you always for the conversations in between these hearings as well. Let me focus on a couple of things of concern, and you touched on a little bit of this, and I think this is important to clarify. There was a change in the law.
Yep. See, Tesla still pulling back from that 335 level, pushing that testing that 604.36 level on SPY.
Whereas the Fed only supervises.
Tesla still getting rejected at 345, with room to still pull back down to 340 itself.
How would you determine that relationship?
With with the CFPB. So Dodd-Frank took a lot of the consumer compliance jurisdiction away from the other banking agencies. And
like I said, if we can hold above 606.30, I'm sorry, 604.36, that'll put you in that channel 604 to 606.
Assets, but the CFPB essentially took all of that when
Tesla's still pulling back.
So as it was created, when you two were working
I'm telling,
together,
I think Tesla may drop like $20 down.
collaborated
I'm still aiming towards that 325
those large banks, correct?
to 300 mark.
We still retain supervision.
I still
over
think we got
all
room to still fall on
companies
Tesla,
and also
to be honest.
Fed member banks.
That bad boy's
And
still pulling.
Let me ask you this then: does the Federal Reserve enforce consumer protection laws now for things like money transmitters?
Not for money.
That would be the consumer
for Fed
protection. That would be
member banks.
CFPB.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep it on watch,
And so
guys.
when we're talking about collaborating with the CFPB for financial technology firms, what would the Fed Reserve now do that if the CFPB, if the hypothetical is the CFPB no longer exists, what would be the Fed's role right now with respect to technology firms?
See?
We don't have
So
jurisdiction.
Tesla's still looking weak from 345 to possible 340.
And that's it.
So we could possibly go into the
let me ask you this,
330s
because I know,
soon.
There's a number of Nevadans who file consumer reports of concerns about fraud and predators with the CFPB. The Fed Reserve doesn't receive those reports, correct?
No, I don't believe
And
so.
you have no role when it comes to consumer protection.
Man, I was trying to catch them moves back up on
correct?
Tesla. I was trying to get in for a put, but we ain't pushed back up towards these. I was waiting on it, but I was like, ugh.
Then we have jurisdiction.
Because I know it's too high on my contract. It's like way in the air right now. I have to go like damn near snake skin Randy on that shit.
There is a gap, what we're hearing in enforcement out there, and particularly when it comes to consumer protection.
I'm trying to stay within the
would you say that's
30.
true?
Yes, for all banks that we don't supervise.
And I think that's the concern we're all
Trying to
having
see.
right now. Is this concern?
All these other
of
contracts kind of like
when
shot
we're
up.
looking to streamline government, and listen, I'll be the first to tell you, there's a lot of bloat. We need to streamline it. We need to address regulations and overreach.
I like the one I
but
was
there's a
in.
strategic way to
It just
do it.
it's
And
still
not
in the,
just
it's just
burn
so
down
it's in the
house.
air
It's
right now.
going to harm people across the country, including in my state. Those Nevadans that are looking
Oh,
for
I'm going
some
to the
sort
wrong
of
one. My bad.
enforcement around consumer protection law. So that's what you're hearing
Tesla,
from
Tesla,
many
there we
of
go.
us on our side of the aisle here.
Can I just very briefly add that we do have some residual enforcement authorities, but what we don't have is examination authority. And for the banks at the CFPB.
It's like still holding.
you.
So I wouldn't mind it going back up into
let me ask you
resistance.
this.
So that's what I was waiting on for the possible another put opportunity to see can we get that $20 drop from 340 down to possible 320. That's what I was trying to see if we was gonna get it. So I do want to move back up, but I want to go into resistance. But it does look like an H pattern.
Despite the strong economy, but there are folks in my home
it does give me this H
in
pattern
my state that are
kinda
waiting to
feel.
buy a home.
Here we go, guys.
And
Spy
we
still
know
pushing.
that's
Spy still
an
pushing.
issue. The high prices right now for home affordability, you add the interest rates to it, it is a problem. So, do you think it's most likely that interest rates will remain above 6% for
Buy
this year? Or
zone
can
30
you
on SMCI.
Overall,
Let's
the economy
see.
is strong.
Right now we're in that trend line,
Last
engineer.
year, the labor market is also very solid.
42
4%
resistance.
of quite a low level. Inflation last year
On
was
42 to
2.6%
40 level
for the
right
year,
now.
so
We're kind of like in this
we're in a
little
place
in
with
this little
this
zone
economy.
right now.
We want to make more progress
Oops,
on
sorry about that.
inflation, and we think our policy rate is in a good place, and we don't see any reason to be in a hurry to reduce it further. As it relates to housing,
Yeah, as long as you hold this level, I mean, this floor level, you got room to possibly push back up towards the upside. But don't forget, we got them earnings coming out today too. Earnings coming out. Still fighting around 604.36 on SPY.
Bond rates, particularly the Treasury, the 10-year Treasury.
Tesla still 345.
And those are high for reasons not particularly closely related to Fed policy. They may remain high. I think, there's once we lower rates and kind of rates return.
What's the lows at them today? Today was all the way in the 80s.
I don't know when that'll happen.
What is the delta on
Even
this?
when it does happen, we're still going to have a housing shortage.
40?
in many
I ain't
places.
bad at all.
Thank you.
It's
Chairman
not
Powell,
bad.
thank you again for being here.
Get a
Thank you, ma'am.
pullback.
Next will be Senator Kennedy.
Trying to see these contracts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
'Cause I wanna
Thank you,
push
Mr.
back up
Chairman,
towards the
for being
upside.
here.
Yes, ma'am.
My friend, our ranking member, said that you are knuckling under to the big bank lobbyists. Is that true?
No.
She didn't say he was. She said don't buckle. I like how they try to flip the words. She didn't say he was. She said don't buckle.
Unnoticed.
Jeez, I hate when they do that. That's annoying. It's like I heard exactly what she said.
A year or two
She didn't say he was. She said don't.
Inflation was raging. The peak was about 9%. Many economists,
I literally heard what she just said.
based in part on history, said that you were going to have to
There we go, guys. Apple. Remember what I told y'all?
high
230 up towards that 234 level.
and put our country into recession.
Boom, 236 next. I mean, right now, Apple's definitely rocking and rolling. Apple's squeezing.
Very, very well.
Apple's definitely squeezing. Where's my
Are we in a recession?
We're
No.
not.
Would you, as an American, trade places right now with Germany in terms of the economy?
No, I sure wouldn't.
So yeah, right here, guys. Here y'all go for Apple traders.
No.
226, 230 to 234. There go your $8 move that we talked about. $8 move.
No thanks.
There you go, $8 move. So next key level, we stay above that 234 level, guys. Next level is 236, 236.
Inflation's obviously still sticky.
But we know where it's trying to go is 240. The main key here is 240. Slowly trying to trend his way up.
But
So now it's gonna put you on the other portion of this channel.
knock on wood,
234,
we have
238.
experienced a soft landing, haven't we?
Not for me to say, really. I'll let others
Or have
make
we
that.
experienced a hard landing?
No, we sure
Are
haven't.
we in a recession?
No, we're not.
I call that a soft landing. And it seems to me that you and some of the ladies and gentlemen who are your colleagues at the Federal Reserve.
All right, right now we're getting a positive reaction right now in the market, guys. Positive reaction, positive reaction.
I don't
We are back in that
know
channel.
why you
604.36 with a possible run on up towards that 606.
DC does.
We do got to break that 605.50 level first. Remember, that was yesterday's high, 605.50.
Perfect, but
605.50 for the possible push up to 606. Keep it on watch. Keep it on watch.
I never imagined that our landing. could
Apple's
be
still
soft.
looking good. Let me see.
Albeit
Let me
not
see.
perfect. And I wanted to thank you and your colleagues for that effort.
Yep, 40. 40.
Help from
Yep. So that'll be the next area.
on-
That'll be your next key area.
and,
Oops, let me do
and
that.
Our president on the fiscal side. I don't expect you to comment on that. You and the Federal Reserve can.
Hey, boss, do you get those
large extent
numbers to
control
pop
short rates,
up
can't you?
on your color
Yes.
lines? No.
Through the,
I just,
open market committee.
I just go off for the pass, like right here.
You can't control long
See where we
rates.
got rejected at? Put my lines.
We can't.
And I mean, I just think psychologically, where buyers are trying to go. If we're going back
A lot
up.
of things
Psychologically.
go
Going back into the old areas.
One of
Boom.
them is the
And then I
expected
go
future
from this
growth
level here, boss.
of,
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what you mean, boss? I'm sorry. I apologize.
expectations of inflation in the longer run, the sort of risks around the economy and around the budget deficit go into something called the term premium, which is the part we can't.
Oh, you talking about these? You talking about these right here?
do these decompositions.
Oh, you talking about right here?
You know, it's set by
Talking about
supply and
this?
demand in the bond market.
Oh, I said that.
And we're not.
Yeah. So what you do is, boss, these are automatically set. Like if you go to this number, if you go right here to this line right here, this little dollar sign with the line, it changes the number. So you pick this, right, the little price number, and you see the number moves when you go up and down. You notice the number changes. So wherever you stop it at, you can it'll pause it. See right here, 636. Now if you want to edit it, you go to edit.
Spend some time explaining.
Like say for instance, I want to go to 238. I can change to 238, and whatever number I put, it'll go to it automatically. So it'll automatically set right here.
If you went home tonight,
See, watch, boom. See, 238. So that's how I do it. Yeah, I apologize, boss. I'm sorry about that.
Mayor Powell.
Yeah, my apologies. I'm sorry.
Said, I got a call.
But yeah, all you do is go to this icon right here, boss, with the dollar sign and line on it. This right here,
They're debanking.
to the price level. Go to the price level
They're
icon,
worried about their reputation.
and what you can do is you can extend it
They don't
to the left and right.
politics.
But when I use it, it says no number.
Fair.
Oh, is it showing?
No, I should.
Look, go here.
And as I mentioned earlier.
Let me go to it real
I
quick.
too
Go back to edit properties. Go to show price right here. Go to show price.
Understand better why this is
And it depends on what side you want it on. You can set it to the right, or you can set it to the left, or nice show it at all. See? You probably got to set it on do not show. So set it on to the left or the right, and it should show the number.
Just don't, any red flag is enough.
Yeah. That's all you do, boss.
We,
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, just set your show price to either the right, the left, or turn it off.
Actually coming out of our one manual.
And you can also again change the color to default. I got mine set automatically for red. And then other than that, I just changed the color from there.
Access for master accounts. We're just going to take that out. But I think this needs a.
Yeah, no problem at all, boss. No problem.
It's time for that, and we're gonna do that.
Well, I've asked our chairman, and he has agreed to invite some of the CEOs.
So right now, guys, Apple still holding above 234. We got SPY still pushing, guys. The 605. So right now, we're definitely getting that bullish push right now. Keep that on watch. But do keep in mind, 606 is gonna be a strong resistance. We got to break above 606 if you want 608.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Reed.
Thank you, Chairman Scott. Chairman Powell, welcome. Thank you very much. I think your monetary policy combined
SPY still pushing, guys. Look towards that 606.50.
Made a tremendous difference.
Possible 606.50.
A recession. And I'd like to remind people how far we've come. In 2020, the gross domestic product decreased 2.2%. The unemployment rate finished the year at 6.7%. By 2024, gross domestic product grew 2.5%. The unemployment rate was 4.1%. Labor force participation rate went up from 61%.
That's crazy. It's like he don't even have to move his mouth a lot, but you can still hear him clearly. It's like his mouth be closed, but you can still hear him talking.
Thank you for that.
I ain't trying to be funny. Look, his lips barely move, but you can still hear him talk.
2018 testimony, you stated.
Like, yeah, you ain't seen him talking about.
Countries that have remained open to trade, that have not erected barriers, including tariffs, have grown faster and had higher incomes. Do you still believe that?
Yes, I do. I would stand by that.
So, President Trump's tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico will obviously raise costs on families.
Come on. I was waiting on the pop up so I can catch it on Tesla. God dog it.
Per year increase.
Instead of that pullback. I was trying to catch that pullback. I mean, I was trying to catch the rejection.
An increase of inflation by nearly 1%, economic growth depression, and, for example,
still pushing on SPY, guys. Still pushing on SPY. Next level. Remember, 605.50. 605.50.
So I guess I ought to say this. I think the standard case for free trade and all that logically still makes sense. It didn't work that well when we have one very large country that doesn't really play by the rules. And in any case, it's not the Fed's job to make or comment on tariff policy. We, really, that's for elected people, and it's not for us to comment. Ours is to try.
Here we go, guys. Pushing. 605. Next key level, 605.50.
So that
if we can break above that key level, next level will be 606.
This weekend, the president removed the board of the Kennedy Center.
Keep on watch. 605.50.
What would you do if the president tried to remove a member of the Federal Reserve Board?
Well, it's pretty clearly not allowed under the law.
Thank you. We've communicated back and forth about synthetic risk transfer as a potential danger to the banking system. And could you give us some insights on how we can improve financial stability by...
Still putting back on Tesla, though. Tesla's still pulling back. 345 to possible 340. Tesla's still pulling back. Damn, I was trying to get in for that put. It didn't go back. I was trying to catch it. It didn't.
Then that's okay. I mean,
I was looking at Tesla.
If a bank,
I was trying to catch Tesla put. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to get in around. It didn't catch my dang entry. I was trying to go in around 345, then ride it back down to 340. Damn, man, it didn't catch my dang entry.
During the global financial crisis, was sort of things that appeared to but did not accomplish a sort of risk. So. We see this coming, and we've been looking at these transactions on an ongoing basis.
How far did we pull back?
Well, I commend you for that. In fact, what happens typically is the transaction becomes complicated by synthetic risk transfers, as it was the case with synthetic derivatives. So
20.
Thank you for your attention to that. We've talked about housing. It's absolutely critical everywhere across the country.
Try this.
We're in a housing shortage. Of course, while housing is difficult, two of the mainstays of our housing market are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
God, I remember Fannie Mae. God, I remember that stock years back. We used to trade that like crazy. Fannie Mae.
Freddie helped make mortgage rates more affordable and home ownership more accessible.
SPY still trying to push up. Tesla pulling back down.
The fact that they're the sovereign risk.
And how important is the 30-year mortgage to ensure that families can afford a home?
In our
Man, I was trying to catch that dang 345. I was gonna try to hold it. I was gonna hold it.
Some discussions about eliminating Fannie Mae.
I was trying to catch that bad boy. I didn't catch my dang entry.
I presume to the house.
God dog it.
That's really a question for
Right down to 342.
You know, I mean,
$5 down.
putting them back in the private.
God
putting
dog,
them
man, it missed my damn entry.
Back in the private sector has some appeal over the long
What's
run.
that bottom? 40?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. Appreciate it.
Cause I still think we got like $20 to fall. Still, I still think we got like $20 to fall on Tesla.
Well, thank you.
Like I still think we're gonna find our way like back in these areas. I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to catch it.
Powell for being here today to talk about our economy and all the things that are going on. I want to address again.
I was trying to catch that bad boy with the quickness too.
About which was characterizing the soon to be.
Yep, Tesla. 340, just like I called. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Cause like I said, I think we got $20 to drop. Still down towards that 325 to 300 level. I still think we got room to like drop below this level. Remember I told you guys this. We may drop all the way down to 325 to 300. We still got like $20 to still go.
Nobody's out there looking for consumers.
I think so. I still think we got room to still fall. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Not to try and scare consumers right now that somehow this is.
I was trying to get in at 45 right now so I have an entry early, but it didn't catch my damn entry. I got in around 345 to hold it, because then I would have had like a $5 cushion. So as long as we stay underneath 345, I was gonna hold it. I was gonna go for a swing trade. I was gonna hold it. As long as we stay underneath 345, I was cool with it. Man, messed up my damn entry. I was trying to catch it. The 345, I was gonna use that as my entry. 340, I was gonna use that kind of like my safety net. And as we keep falling, because as long as we keep dropping, I'm good. Because even if we to bounce back up, it has to hit 340 first before it goes back to my entry. I was trying to set it. Up, boss. I was trying to set it up. Entry, safety net. And missed my damn entry.
Saw this change in the administration. They thought that was not something that they wanted to continue.
All right, here we go, guys. Where we at? We still haven't pushed up towards that 606, 605.50 yet.
And the reckless federal spending.
Damn, I was trying to set it up. Because I still think we got $20 to drop still on Tesla.
One of those areas that I'm concerned
Man, I had that 345. It didn't catch my order.
Fed's balance sheet before
look, MF.
in 2019, so before the pandemic, was about $4.1 trillion. By May of 2020, the Fed expanded that.
How low did it go? 45. Oh, shoot, 45. That's why. I had mine at 40. Crap, that's what threw me off. I'm gonna show you my contract. I had it for 40. That's why.
Now I'm encouraged
Shit.
by the actions the Fed is taking with quantitative tightening to shrink.
So for the puts, as we were going back up, I was waiting. I had it set for 40 cents back on up, but it dropped. We came down as low as 45, and then went back up. So I got shorted by 5 cents. Because had I would have got me at 40, I'd have been up already 20 on that one. I mean, even with just one contract, I'd have been up 20. Still just at these bottoms. Look.
Yes, so what we said is that we intend to slow and then stop the decline when reserve balances are somewhat above the
Here we go, guys. SPY. Uh-oh, let's see. 605. 605, starting to lose another price point. You remember your highs yesterday was 605.50. Now today it's 605. So now you lost 50 cents so far. So if we go right back on, man, y'all might, hey, keep it on watch. I'm telling you. 604 to that 604 to that 602, keep it on watch. I'm telling you. Because I still just think it's some downside, man. I'm telling you. And look, there go put. That could have been a Tesla. God dog it. Messed up my damn entry.
Commissions, and I think you used the word stable quite a bit. If remain stable throughout the course of the year, would you have a range to give us?
I still think we got room to still drop like $20 still.
Again here in January 2026.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with a smaller.
Basically, we're going to be.
I'm gonna probably have to go with a smaller just to be safe.
Looking at reserve conditions.
All right, let me see something, because I had some good contracts, man. But the way this is going, I'm gonna have to. I don't like this contract. I hate. This one look nasty. It look nasty.
We can't put a number.
I don't like this one. I don't like this one.
You can't directly know.
Nah.
The demand for reserves.
Let me try another one. I don't like this one.
In the market, and then putting a little bit of a buffer on it. So I can't give you
I ain't like that one.
now,
All right, put. I was going for a possible put. I was trying to get in at 45 for the pullback down to 40. 40 is gonna be my safety net in case it keeps dropping. So once you get a pop, it'll have to hit 340 first before it go to my entry.
So nothing like what you're seeing.
Man, I had this set up too. It missed my damn entry.
Quantitative tightening, but we would use.
I still think, to be honest, Queen, I mean, around that area. I think like around 325, 300 for Tesla. I still think around 325, 300. I'm gonna be honest that we could possibly pull our way back down to us that 300 range. So 325 to 300, somewhere in that bracket. I think so.
That's right.
Okay, great. Well, I encourage you to keep doing that because again, I think that's important.
Man, I had a good entry, man. It didn't catch it because I wasn't trying to chase it.
Senator Warren.
Damn, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman Powell. Good to see you. One of the things we've talked about in the past, and I've got 2 or 3 issues I'm going to get through fairly quickly.
Okay, we pop back up. I'm going to try to see. Man, I had a good entry, too. Man, I had a good entry. I had a good entry. Because I was going to use 45 and use 40 as my shield, like kind of like my safety net.
Expensive things like anti-money laundering, consumer protection, financial stability.
Oops, I'm sorry.
I continue.
So right here, guys, right now, as far as SPY, you only need 605. Not 605.50, 605. So from Monday's setup to Tuesday's setup, you're down 50 cents. So you hit as high Monday around 605.50. Now we hit the high as around 605. So we didn't go all the way up here. So you lost 50 cents in a way. Tesla couldn't get it. So I want to say between that 245.50 to possibly back up to 345. I mean 342.50. I'm sorry, 342.50 on up towards 345. If we get a little pop back up.
I'm looking at trying to make sure we get those guardrails.
Man, because 345 I was trying to nail it. So I'll have this as my safety net as it keeps dropping. I was trying to make a quick little safety net, a little almost a $5 safety net. Shit, I was trying to catch it.
Same regulation.
Trying to catch these lows.
If you'd like to wax briefly on this question around stable coins and how we think about them in the same point of, if they are similar.
Damn, man, I had a good idea too. I had a good setup.
So
Thomas Cameron close out. I'm gonna keep it on watch. Because I still think I got room to fall. I'm gonna just have to play it.
May have a big future with consumers and businesses. We can't know that now, but it is important for the development of stable coins in a sound manner,
because
manner that protects consumers and savers and all.
Like I said, from right where you at now, like 340 down to like, to say we did fall to 300, that's a $40 drop. I mean, I'm just saying. And then on top of that, you can switch out your positions, going in for a possible call for the pop back up. So you'll be winning both sides of the fence.
People come with lots of opinions on everything in crypto, from over the top to the other end of the spectrum.
Man, it messed up my damn play, man. I was trying to get hit 40, but it stopped at 45. I was like, shit. It stopped like 5 cents where my area was at. I was trying to catch it. So if I would have had an entry here, this would have been my safety net. So in case that bad boy drops and want to pop back up, it's gonna hit this first before it hit my entry. I was trying to set it up, boy. I was trying to set it up.
We were talking about $55 million for beginners.
Damn you. Just say damn you. I'm gonna try to set it up again though. I'm gonna try another one.
Tim Kaine and I did a teletown hall last night.
So right now you need 40. So now we could possibly use 35. So I'm gonna try to see what I can do. I'm going to try to set it up again. Because right now, you need the trend. Ooh, hold up. Don't you need the trend line?
We had 60,000.
Oh, shit. So, excuse my language. So, you didn't feel underneath the trend. Oh, buddy. Hold up. So, now you didn't feel back in that back in this downtrend. Oh, with room to fall back this way. Damn, I wish you would have caught I would have been in already. God dog it. I would have been in already.
She's saying is there
God damn, where's
is
that?
there
Oh, here we go.
deposits at her bank safe.
Right here we
We
go.
tried to give her assurance, but I said,
God, dog it, man. I would have been in already.
Talking to the chairman of Federal and with this,
They trying to make me go snakeskin Randy on this damn thing. I swear they are. They trying to make me go snakeskin Randy. I wanted some good areas. God dang. See, if I would have been right here, I could have just been riding this on down. Already would have been in.
I think bank accounts overall across the economy are safe. Yes. We
Damn, man.
Insurance at the FDIC.
It missed my entry
And
by 5 cents.
Is well capitalized.
Because after this these two green candles, I was waiting for a green and red. That'd have been a good entry. I'd have had a good entry here. Boom. Safety net. $5 down. 340. Boom. See that? And look where we at. God. No, it's still not late. I mean, you still got room to fall. You still got room to still fall, Queen. What I came up with, it looked like 325 to 300. So, I mean, it looked like you still got a good $20 drop to still go.
Additional bonding that we're going to have to do, particularly if with so many of these unpaid tax cuts.
I mean, you might have to go a little snake skin, Randy. You might have to jump in. You might have to jump in. I mean, right now you're underneath 340. We're going to fall back down to 335 now. So, I mean, it look like we're still trending our way on down.
Our debt might not be as high as possible. You know,
Because I was trying to go in on the candles, the green candles. You remember I told you, when I go for puts, I go for green candles. When I go for calls, I go for red candles. So I like to get as high as I can when we can start to see the transition, green to red, back down. So I like to go for green candles, so I'm in a good area. I don't really like chasing red candles on a put because it can easily change. It can go from red to green, right? It go red to green, and then now you in on a green candle on the put, and it's going back up. So I like to go in on a green candle on a put where it can transition from a red candle back down. So now y'all kind of get what I do? So I like to do the opposite of one another. So red candles for calls, green candles for puts. So that's why I was trying to aim for this area here, but it missed my damn entry by 5 cents. I was like, damn. I had good 2 green candles setting up, hitting this resistance at 345, rejected. I don't like chasing out the red candles. I really don't. I don't like chasing the red candles on puts, just in case it transitions from a green to red to green.
Conversations about a co-president.
I'm gonna try it again though. It missed my entry.
Doge is doing. I think it's
about 5 cents.
President Trump ran this. I mean, he said we're going to look for wasteful spending across our government. We're $36 trillion in debt.
So we get another red candle because it looks like a bear flag setup. So if we get some green candles after this bear flag setup, could be another possible good opportunity. So you're underneath the trend line, and you are standing for a possible bear flag setup that could lead to more downside when you could be going for another 2-legged pullback. So I'm just waiting on these green candles to show so I can possibly try to myself in on the green candles for the transition from green to red. I had it though, man. I had it on this first one at 45. I had it. It just missed my entry, like 5 cents off from it. It's like, shit. I had it. I had it in the bag. I was like, crap.
I want to discuss some monetary policy issues.
So it caught me out by 5 cents.
Highlight a few supervisory items. We unfortunately.
So I'm gonna try to wait for another green opportunity back up. I'm gonna try to wait for it. Don't follow me. I'm doing it. This is my account. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know what I'm thinking.
Who was fired?
It's up to you on what you want to do.
There's some real merit.
Why today feel like a Friday? Y'all notice that? Today feel like a Friday. I don't know why. I don't know. It just feel like a Friday to me for some freaking reason.
To new regulations, like the new capital requirements.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I would have been in at 40 on my contracts to move up to 45 cents to 50 cents and went all the way up to 60. But I had my entries, like I had it around 40. It looked like it was going to pull back because I didn't want, me, I'm like chasing. I thought it was going to pull back to 40 and then go back up. So it shorted me at 45. Went to 45, then bounced back. It's like, shout out to Deck, shout out to you, boss.
That were basically adopted in secret. Or as we discussed last
damn, man. I could have been in just sitting there chilling. Had a good little entry. Let this bad boy just pull. Because I would have had a good cushion. $5 cushion. So I'm going to try to have to see, can I set up for a new $5 cushion? Because right now, you're underneath the trend line. That's good. You're in the downtrend setup. So I can utilize 340 area you know, as we bounce back up, get rejected at 340, move back down towards 335. So I can utilize the 340 for a new possible setup. So I'm just waiting to see him get a green candle, man. Like, damn, before we hit possible 335.
September of 2022.
So that'd be a new setup. So I have to do this. I have to move this one to 35 down to 30.
So just to clarify, Chair Powell, these money transfers
I do this.
are requested
So
by
tops
the
I had to move, make red,
CFPB director,
and then bottoms
each quarter,
would be
and
30.
then directly deposited by the Fed. Is that how that works?
So the director of the CFPB requests money, and we, under the law,
So
we send
kind of
it.
like
Yes.
this setup now.
So in fact,
So I had to
the
utilize this one.
rank actually prohibits the Fed from actually reviewing or amending those requests.
That is
So that'd be my
correct.
So it
tops.
gives full
Kind of like in a new
discretion
little
to
channel.
the
You kind of see the
CFPB.
setup now.
I think 12% of our
Downtrend setup.
there's a ceiling on that, but that's correct.
As long as we stay
So
underneath
just
that price
to
point, I'm
level
good.
set,
Let
how
me
many
see.
times, has the CFPB funding request?
Damn, man, I had a good
been
setup,
denied
man. I was
by
good too. 45, I was good.
And under the law.
Zero.
I had a good setup for that pup.
Yeah,
I would have had a good entry and just ride that bad boy down. I would have had a good entry.
I
I would've had a good entry.
Accountability back into the agency by pausing these quarterly just blank checks. On that, I know there's been a lot of conversation around the bureau over the last few days.
Trying to see can we
but
get a
I
little
do wanna
pullback on my
focus this
contract. You
last
know me, I
couple
do
of
not.
days.
Y'all know me, I don't chase.
The CFPB
So we get a little pullback on my contract. I can try to attempt it again and try to go for another attempt. Because I still think we got room to still fall. I mean, a lot of room to still fall. Let me go to Tesla 5-year contract. I mean, 5-year chart. I still think we got a lot of room to fall still.
Of the Federal Reserve System.
Let me see.
However, as I mentioned,
I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to block this. Let me go to Tesla real quick to see how much room we still have left as far as the pullbacks go. Let's
So
see.
instead of the recent audit statement
So,
saying the Fed is
right
funding the
about-
CFPB through assessments on its reserve
So
base,
I'm thinking that you still got room to fall back down towards that 325 level right here. That puts you where that trend line is at. So that'll kind of put you right in this little key area.
to fund transfers.
Remember I was calling that out. Remember I told you guys 325 to 300. So I mean that trend line is right around that 325-ish, 330 to 325 level. Like right here.
You know, we've looked at that
Right at
question
this
very
level.
carefully, and
So that's
it's
why I
very
still think you got a lot of room to
clear
still, some room to still fall.
that we're still required to
Because I'm trying to catch it. I mean, I just don't want to. You still got room to fall to 35 from 35 to that 30 level. So there's only so much room as you get closer towards that demand zone. That demand zone. So I don't want to try to keep chasing it down here once that, where those buys are possibly sitting at. Like, I want to ride it down to the demand zone, but I don't want to get caught in the damn demand zone. So that's why I was trying to get in at 45 and try to ride that bad boy down. It's like, shit, it missed my entry. I'm going to try it again, though. Because I only got so much left before we get, closer and closer towards that area where those buys can be sitting at. Shoot, man, I was trying to catch it, man, but it messed me up. It's only so much room until those buys move in for those possible bounces. And that's going to be looking like around 325, 300. So I was trying to catch it at 45 and write it down, but I'm going to try to have to catch it at around 40 and try to write it down. I'm going to try my hardest. I'm going to try it. I'm going to have to go for it, though. Because like I said, once you start getting closer down here, you're going to be kind of treading water because you never know. Them buys may be sitting right around 25 to 300 level. Because 300 is going to be a natural support level because that's the natural number. And there's only so much you can keep trying to put in a put until you get caught. So it's like it's only so much room until you get caught. So it's like chill out. So that's why I was trying to get up here for the pull back down. It's like shit, it missed my whole entry. I was trying to see a quick little bounce back into 340, kind of created like a little ace pattern, something like this again. Where you get a few little green candles, get rejected, and pull back again. So I was trying to set up for that. See, can I get it? I want to wait for the pop back up to it. Get rejected and go for it. Well, guys, I'm going long into the CPI now. The market is gearing up for clearly highs. Let me see, boss. Yeah. So right now, Tariq, as long as you hold that 436 level, I'm sorry, 436. 604.36. That's gonna keep you in this little channel that we went in before the breakout. So as long as you hold that key level for sure, that keep you in that channel. Like right here. How we stayed in this little channel. cracked it a little bit, reclaim that 604, then you wind up running your way back up towards the higher price points. So it's like you ride back in that channel again when you do have room to go from 604 to 606. So yeah, I mean,
So, Mr. Chairman, I have a simple question.
yeah. So I mean, if you caught some bottoms, you're good. I mean, 602s, 604s around these brackets, you're good. You broke out of the downtrend setup, so you all looking good, boss. So shout out to you. I mean, so long as you caught the bottoms to keep yourself safe, you're good. So as long as you stay above 602, 604, those main floor levels, as of now, you're good. You know, because you're above the downtrend setup. So as long as you hold this out, close above those price points, even at the end of today's market day, you got a floor right now. You got a floor where you can push back up towards the upside. So, but mainly like 602s would have definitely been a good area. Would have definitely been a good entry. I'm just trying to catch this damn put on this. While you looking at that, I'm trying to look at Tesla. So I was trying to catch another put opportunity. Because I know, to me, I think you got room to still fall back down. So I'm trying to wait for some more green candles to push back up real quick.
Eggs these days, I noticed that
Trying to wait for a push back up towards the upside where I kind of get like one of these again.
50 cent per egg
Right into resistance, get rejected, and pull right back down for that next leg down.
Rise in the cost of eggs. They said
I was waiting on a little pullback to try to go for it again from 340 on down. So I was trying to see before it hit that 335 level because I already know psychologically 335 may hold up in some type of bouncing area. So I want a little pullback, a push back up first, then come back down to it. So I want to try to get in before we hit that 35 level. Google. All right, thank you so much, Purdy. Thanks so much, boss. Let me check it out. See what I mean? Look. I want to try to get in before we hit 35 so I can just have a good little safety area. I just want to see a quick little bounce back up, get rejected, then come back down and retest 335. But I want a good little entry. I want in on a can't now because I know it's trying to make me chase it. I know it's trying to do. As far as SMCI still holding 234 level, kind of around this key area. You want to hold 234, but if possible push up towards the 238 to 240 area. But you gotta get back. You gotta hold above 234. You said Google.
And which will add trillions to the deficit.
Let me see. Oh
By
shit.
their own account.
Did they type in?
They're talking about playing around with the baseline. So my question to you is simple. All things
All right,
being
Google.
do big
Let's
increases
see.
in tariffs and increasing the deficit and debt.
Man, I was trying to catch that Tesla pullback. Man, I was trying to hurry catch that bad boy.
Simple.
What you looking at for Google, boss? Purdy, what you trying to look at for Google? Because right now you're on the downtrend setup with room to fall. You lose that 184, you got room to fall back down to that 182. So I mean, downtrend is still set up. So as long as, like I said, as long as you stay underneath 185, which is your $half mark, you got room to fall back down to 184. But if you get back on top of 185, you do have room to push back up to 187, which will break you out of that downtrend setup. So if you're going in for a put opportunity, stay underneath 185. That's your $half mark. Yeah. So stay underneath 185, $half mark. So from that point, you want to fall back towards these lows around the 184 because you want to continue to move the downtrend on down. So 184, 182, 180, and so forth. So as long as you stay underneath 185.
If you could just get back to me.
What was that?
On the question.
Oh, I thought somebody was coming in. But yeah, the main focus, stay underneath 185. $half mark. Back down to 184 you go. Possibly 182, 180. Because you want to continue the downtrend on down. You want to go basically back down into this channel. Here. Right here in this channel, Purdy. 184, 182, 180, where you will continue the downtrend setup.
They will be focused on the bank supervision function of the Fed.
What are we looking at? Oh, come on, Tesla. Come on, man. It ain't pulled back. I mean, it ain't pop back up, then get rejected. I was going to ride it from the 340 on down to 335. I was waiting on the green candle. It still put it back. This thing trying to make me chase it. I swear it is. I was going to ride it down to 335 just in case it bounces. God. Yeah, no problem at all, boss. No problem at all. So keep in mind, 185. 185, stay underneath that price point. Because if you get back above 185, then you'll start to possibly slowly transition to the higher price points. 386, 387, 380, and so forth. But if you stay underneath 185, now you got to focus on the lower price points. 184, 183, 182, 181, and so forth. Look at this, man. It ain't...
relationship with the U.S. Congress,
I was waiting on that bounce. I thought we were going to get a bounce back up, get rejected, and then pull back like we did here. We got a little bounce back on up into 345, got rejected, then we came down to 340. I was expecting it was going to get a little bounce around this 337.50, get rejected at 340, and then come back down again. I mean, we could still. It could still be a possible opportunity. Still could be a possible opportunity. Because, I mean, right now you could be trying to bounce for a little green candle on up right into 340 because we know what resistance is. Where you can bounce back on up, get rejected, and then come back down. Because you got to keep in mind now, engineer, you're underneath that trend line, the downtrend. Now you done fell back into that downtrend channel where you could pop back on up, get rejected at that downtrend setup, and at 340. So get your green candles, you know, go from red to green, get rejected, and then go from green to red, back down. Kind of like here. You went red to green, went on up, then you went green to red, back on down. So we could see a rinse and repeat. Could see a simple rinse and repeat. You know, get your little candles back on up, 340, get rejected, and come right back on down towards that 335. Because we haven't hit it yet. We haven't fell down to it yet. So may try to bounce, get rejected, then test it. So still got time. So guys, I got about 40 minutes. I'm gonna soon be heading on out because family's gonna be taking me out to eat for lunch. So y'all do have me guys till like I said, about 40 more minutes, and then I'm gonna be heading on out. But I do plan on going for a quick put on Tesla, so I'm just letting you guys know. Sorry about that. So, you know, for my little birthday celebration. But I do thank you all guys for the birthday celebrations, man, for the birthday shout out so far, man. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate y'all, man. So, at least I got to spend the first part of my birthday with you guys first. So, I'll take that. So, I got to spend time with my family. Well, I got to see. I know yesterday we went to Fiery Crab. So, man, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I got on late this morning. I was knocked out. Man, I had snow crabs, I had ball shrimp, sausages, and corn on the cob. Dude, I had the fiery. Damn, what seasoning did I have? Dang, I can't think. I forgot what the seasoning was called. I think it was the fiery Cajun. Medium. And dude, I mean, I was in a coma. I was in a coma. I think today, I think we might go to Saltgrass. We might go to Saltgrass today. Cause I'm done. I'm kind of full on seafood right now. I'm kind of full on seafood. Cause after Fiery Crab, I'm like, ugh. I was knocked out yesterday. Like, man. I want something a little bit more southern today. Like, hell, I don't care. We go to Corral. I don't care. We go there. Shit, I'll get some baked chicken. You know, rice, corn. I'll eat some southern today. I don't care. Shoot. I don't mind switching it up today. Shit, go from seafood, go to southern. Oh, man, ain't no problem, man, because I wanted to spend some time with you guys before, you know, on my birthday, man, because I wasn't going to leave y'all stranded, man. So I wanted to be here for you guys, even on my birthday, to show y'all how dedicated I am and how loyal I am to you guys, that I didn't take my birthday, you know, for an excuse to be like, oh, I can't come into my live, my birthday, and not show up. I was going to show up. I told you guys I kept my promise, kept my word, show my dedication, show my loyalty to you guys, because you guys are loyal to me. I'm going to be loyal to you guys. So, my way of showing my love back to you guys. Shout out to Deck. He said AIFFS has hit the 875 mark. And also, thank you so much, Queen. Appreciate you so much. And thank you guys for the birthday donations. Appreciate that. Nadia, thank you so much for the birthday donations and everything, man. I definitely appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Ranking Member, and thank you, Chair Powell, for being with us today. I appreciate.
Purdy, thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you.
I'd like to start with the issue of the rising cost of home.
So right now we're still looking good as far as SPY, guys. So 604.36 is still holding. Possible put a room to run on up towards the 606 back in that channel. We'll room to run up to 606. Keep that on watch. Still got room to push up towards the upside. So you're still looking good. First, we got to bypass the 605 first. 605 first. 605.50 level here from Monday. Bypass that high. Then you got room to push up to the 606. So remember that. The high yesterday was 605.50.
And one of the big pressures.
Now, I'm still trying to wait for the setup for Tesla so I can try to go for that quick put opportunity. I was going to try to see can we bounce back up to 340 real quick, get rejected at the price point and the trend line, pull back down. Because I want to see can I catch this $20 drop. You know, if we can pull back down to 330, down to 320. I was trying to get in here, but it missed my dang entry. So I'm going to try to go for it again. So, I mean, I still got a possible $20 pullback to go on Tesla. So I'm going to try to go for it. I'm going to try to see can I get it. I'm going to try to go for it. You know, if it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. So I'm going to do what I normally do. You know, control my stop loss as usual. So what I want to do is see a green candles back up towards 340. Get rejected. Reverse its way back down towards that 335. So therefore, my entry will be around 340. Down to 335, and then we crack 335, go below that price point. That'll give me a $5 cushion where I have my entry, safety net for the possible move all the way down to 330. So that's my game plan. So the goal is enter at 340, watch for that possible crack at 335 to create my safety net down to 330. So that's my game plan. Kind of like we did here at 345. Well, while I was trying to get in that, but it missed my entry. So I'm going to try to see can we get a quick rinse and repeat at 340, back down to 335, 330, and so forth. Because I still think that Tesla could fall back down a good $20. So I'm going to try to see can we get it. $20 drop. So I'm not worried about SPY. So if I catch that put real quick, I'll go for the put opportunity back down on Tesla. Then, you know, jump over to SPY if the opportunity's still there. So if I can possibly go for this possible put opportunity on Tesla, get rejected, pull back down 335, down to 330, you know, go from there, I'm going to see.
Given these trends, how do you think the Fed and how do you think we should be thinking about the challenges that these events are going to pose to insurance markets and to the overall financial stability?
So right now, guys, I'm waiting on green candles to form.
I'm asking you to
push back up towards 340, then do a green to red. Will we come back down? That's what I'm waiting on. Waiting on that little bounce to see can we get it. If we don't get it, bump it. If we get it, I'm going to try to set up for it. Like I said, kind of like a rinse and repeat here. When you pull back, went from red to green, push back up around 345, then went green to red, and then pull back down. So I want to see can we get a rinse and repeat this way towards 340. So I'm going to wait on it. I'm going to wait on it. See can we get it. Right now, SPY still looking good. Still got SPY still pushing up towards the upside.
You can't get a mortgage. There won't be ATMs. There won't, the banks won't have branches and things like that. Right. That's a possibility coming up down the road. It's not.
Just still watching this to see when we're gonna close out at. What time we got? 3 minutes. So 3 minutes to see can we get that push back up real quick into resistance. Because I want to go for a put opportunity to see can I hurt me get it.
Policies every year.
Just trying to wait on the setup.
I think the risk is that they just won't be there. And that people won't be able to get them. That's really the issue.
And it seems to me that
what we got, Queen?
A massive source of
shout out to you, Queen. Thank you so much, man. It's on my. You got me on what you call it?
If you were to see that kind of dramatic decline in home ownership, home values, not to mention the disruption that would.
I see. I got a lot. I think it's gonna fall. Man, I gotta show love to a lot of people that didn't updated on my Facebook, Instagram. I got a lot of love I gotta show real quick. I gotta like them all. I gotta go on that little. But man, definitely appreciate you guys for the birthday love, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate you guys so much.
I don't know that it's a financial stability issue, but it certainly will have significant economic consequences.
Well, certainly to try to figure out how to provide reinsurance as an example and the circumstances.
So if you ever want to give, just saying, not saying you have to, little birthday donation. Got my list, I got them right here. If you ever want to give birthday donations, if y'all don't, I'm still happy that y'all came through. Show me some birthday love, that's all that matters. So I do have it set.
Massive expense that would have for us as well. I raise this, colleagues, because I think that this is an important issue that we need to be paying attention to.
Where's my chat box?
I do think it has a fundamental impact on the overall health of our economy as we look not even down the road, but where we are right now. So I'm out of time. Thank you, Chair Powell. I have a question. You and I have talked quite frequently about
birthday
my
donos.
Keen interest in the Community Reinvestment Act, and I'll follow up with a question on that for the record.
Thank you, Senator Smith. Senator Haggerty.
Thank you, Chairman Scott. Chairman Powell, good to see you here today. Welcome. I want to start by talking to you a bit about markets and inflation. Less than 6 months ago, you expressed some serious concerns.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. Now we hold 340 and push back up. Then I can switch over for the down call side. for the possible trend, breaking out of that downtrend, well, we can play the bounce. But if we can reject that 340, I can definitely look for the pullback down because SPY starting to get weak right now, 605 again. So I'm still keeping on watch, Queen. I'm still keeping on watch. I'm still on the put side. I'm still put buys. I'm still put buys at this moment. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm still put buys until otherwise, until further notice. So I'm just being honest with you on that. Select
and I just want to talk broadly about these market conditions that you see. Do you see evidence of a higher neutral rate emerging at this point?
Yeah,
wait,
so
why is it? Oh,
let me say,
wait, hold up.
There was a lot of reason to be concerned about downside risk in the labor market toward the middle of this year.
I had a short link for my YouTube. Oh, I do have one. Okay, there you go. I used the wrong one.
I think the evidence is my own view, and many different views on this, but is that
the neutral rate
will have risen meaningfully. Very hard to be precise about it from what it was.
Lesson is 6 years old. Shout out to Yep, and that's who I learned from, Deck. That 875 rule. That's who taught me that. Shout out to Deck for that. That's who taught me about the 875 rule.
Certainly seems that way.
Shout out to my guy, man. All right, guys, 30 more minutes. I'm going to soon be heading on out, man. I'm just still trying to see, can I go for a trade before I head out? I'm just trying to see if can we get this little bounce. And now the reason why I'm saying that I'm going to still go put buys engineer is because all your indicators are still down. Your 50 is at the top now. Your 9 MA has dropped. So your 9 MA is no longer at the top like we normally be when we're going upside. But right now, all your indicators have fallen. So to me, that's still representing bearishness. That's still representing like more of a put opportunity. Where now, instead of bouncing on top of your 9 MA, you're getting rejected by the 9 MA. So kind of put it like this. So like this, Queen. So think about the chart upside down, right? Think about it upside down. So imagine if your 9 MA, like we'll do this, Queen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll do this real quick and look at it from a put standpoint. So let's flip it upside down real quick, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So let me flip it and put negative Tesla, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So now we got it upside down, the opposite way. See what I mean? So that means puts are in control. See that? Calls going down, puts going up. See how I flipped the chart? Looking at it from now a put standpoint. So now you can see that the puts definitely have the leverage. As we keep falling, your puts go up and your calls go down. Now you kind of see what I'm doing? So I flipped it. Like I said, I'm looking at it from a put standpoint and I'm looking at it from a call standpoint. So the more you drop on your calls, the more you pop on your puts. So all I did was flip the chart upside down. So your indicators are upright on your puts, but but in reverse on your calls. So that looks like bearishness. That looks like bullishness. So that looks like puts are in control. So I mean, we look at it from a put standpoint. If you want to, we can do that. I mean, I'll keep the little put chart here. Let me see if I can shrink it. So we look at it from a put and call standpoint. So puts, calls. Yep. So. Oh, I gotta use those. I gotta use the price points though, huh? What we need to fall underneath? 35, right?
Thank you.
Did I have one set up for 15? No, I don't.
Thank you very much.
So 35.
Welcome again, Chairman.
40.
I want to echo
and
the
45.
Ranking Member Warren and so many of my colleagues today on Doge and Project 2025's illegal attack on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Certainly the Bureau was not created to be dismantled. And since its inception, the CFPB has been the only federal agency solely dedicated to protecting Americans' wallets and pocketbooks from scammers and predatory companies in financial services.
Yeah. So that means that if we bounce up, we'll get a pullback.
Reduce costs for Americans, returning more than $21 billion to Americans.
So I'm still watching my contracts on Tesla. I'm still watching it. So I still got it. I'm just waiting on pullbacks, Queen. So I'm trying to make a trade before I head out. If I can. That's why I'm waiting on these pulls, these little bounces back up towards the upside real quick. Back up towards that 340 range. So that means we should get a little pullback on the puts real quick.
Costs for Americans, and it will give the green light to fraudsters and predatory actors.
Intel went up $2.
Hardworking Americans. And so Chairman Powell, thousands of Georgians of all
Google still trending on what we at? Who was asking me about that? My guy Purdy. So Purdy right now, let me check Google. I know he's looking at Google. So let's see. Okay.
and
Let's
the
see
Treasury
real quick.
Department systems that control $6
Yeah, so
trillion.
right now your highs
And
are around
payments to millions of
what is this,
American
86,
citizens,
around
including
86.
Social Security,
So we
Medicare,
definitely want to fall
tax
back
refunds.
underneath
Quickly
85 because
yesterday,
therefore that'll
Elon
create your
Musk,
higher low for
what
today.
numbers
Because you got your high here. We need to create a higher low.
to your
We
knowledge
go run up,
attempt
get
to
rejected underneath
access
this trend line and pull
the
right
Fed's
back down.
protected data systems?
What price point would that be though?
Yes or no?
I don't
85.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so will you commit
What's
to
around
report
85,
to
70
this
to
committee,
86-ish? Almost?
majority and minority, immediately should
Right
you
into this
become
trend line.
aware of any such attempt by Elon Musk or Doge to pierce the Fed's independence or to access its protected system?
Intel.
Yes.
Thank you for that commitment. The Fed's latest monetary policy report states that the tight labor market has allowed employment and earnings gaps between black and Hispanic Americans and white Americans to narrow. I was glad to see that many of
So
the
we had some new highs then.
disparities in employment and
Because
wages by
these were the
sex,
old highs at what, 20?
race,
Then we broke
ethnicity,
above
and
that key level.
education have narrowed.
Yeah, so look
Under
like some
the
new highs right here.
Biden administration, some gaps have reached.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at my 180 to get a clear view on
The
that.
employment gap for black
What
workers
Tesla still doing? Still waiting on Tesla little
white
bounce.
workers
I'm still
is
trying to see can we get this little
lowest
bounce and
point
then
in
that H
almost
pattern.
50 years. That is the
So
economy.
wait for that little move back up. Wait for that little move back up, go into resistance, then back down,
is
back on down.
inheriting, a historic low.
It's taking forever in the day to get this dang bounce though. Like, come on, man. Hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up.
Employment. What steps will the Fed take to ensure that these equity gains are permanent?
So the best thing we can do is to it's both of our mandates really, because as you well know, high inflation hits people at the low end of the income spectrum first and most. And in addition to that, we know that the benefits of a strong labor market over time can be really visible and important in those communities as well. So we pursue our mandate. We keep our heads down and it works out.
Yeah, so I was waiting for that bounce back up to 340, Queen.
To foster,
Just look for that 340 possible rejection back up. When we get rejected, that trend line and move back down.
Would you agree that we still need good equity data to continue to narrow and close those gaps by race and gender?
I do think we're always going to be in favor of good data at the Fed, and we do have quite a bit of that data on our website.
But if we don't have equity data, it'd be difficult to know, right?
Yes.
I'm glad to hear you still believe in the value of good equity data for economic policy making. It's better to fly with the data than to fly blind. I'm not sure what's so controversial about the data. And while I was disappointed to hear that the Federal Reserve, which is independent from the White House, it scrubbed a diversity and inclusion section from its website after President Trump's executive order, while also scrubbing data on the racial, ethnic, and gender makeup of its...
Man, I am, boss. I'm about to soon be leaving at 12 o'clock, man. Going to eat with the family. But I did want to come through to spend time with my Tradecaster family, my Twitch family, and my YouTube family, before I head on out, so because I wanted to let you guys know that you guys are important to me on my birthday as well. So I had to come through to show love. So I had to come through on my birthday at the beginning of the morning. Then after that, I'll be on my merry way, man. So I'll be leaving in a few, boss, to head on out. But thank you so much, though, boss, for the love and support and for the birthday shout out, AK. Thanks so much, boss. Man, I still didn't get the bounce. God, still pulling back.
Drake and Mara says, happy birthday, man. Drake and Mara says.
Drake, thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you, man. You have a blessed one. Thank you. Blessed to see another year, man. Thank God for this, man. I can't complain about it. I was waiting on that bounce back up to 340, back down to 335. Man, I was waiting on that rinse and repeat like here. I was waiting on the bounce on up, then the pull back down. They still ain't get, you know what? Pump it. I ain't gonna let this thing get to me.
We target overall, overall labor
Drake and Mara
conditions
says,
for maximum employment.
always a blessing to wake up men, especially on
Man, amen to that, boss. Amen to that. And thank you so much for the birthday shout out and love. Thank you so much, boss. What time it is? I know I got soon get ready. I got probably soon leave a little early because I got to get dressed for the head. So let me get everything. I know they still talking, guys. Let me go ahead and I might have to leave a little early too because I know they text me. I'm gonna have to get ready a little early. I'm sorry about that, guys. So there, let me go ahead and put the music back on. Let me give everybody their love and shout out, man. And thank y'all so much for the birthday shout outs, man, because I know I gotta get dressed to get on this road. So, man, guys, thank you guys so much for everything that y'all mean for the birthday love, from just the genuine support you've been showing for me, the community, for the Team Traedz community, man. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't ask for a better family, a better team, man. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you all, man. Appreciate you for the love, man. Appreciate you. So let me go ahead and give love. Let me give a shout out to everybody real quick who did come through so far. Dreg, shout out to you, boss. Thank you so much for coming through. Meth, always a pleasure, boss. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming through. Hustle and Flow, you already know what time it is. J24, thank you so much for everything too, boss. And you already know, last but not least, my Tradecaster crew. You already know. Let me scroll up a little bit so I can give everybody their names, their shout outs real quick. Let me see. Today's the 11th. It's crazy to see that I hit the 11 again. That's crazy to see my birthday again. That is crazy. It's like, man, I'm not too long ago celebrated a birthday. That is crazy.
It's time. It's lunch.
Exactly, boss. But Hustle, thank you so much for everything, boss. But last but not least, let me give a shout out to my crew, man, my Tradecaster crew. Let me go ahead down the list. Jenna, Tariq, or Dub, y'all already know what time it is. AK-47, Deck, y'all already know, man. My guys, my brothers at arms, my right hand men, you already know. Tariq, I think I gave you some love already. Screw, shout out to you, boss. Thank you so much for coming through. Seismic, who else we got? Chris, Engineer, Aussie, Jenna, my three beautiful queens there, man, who always coming through holding it down for us, man. You already know what time it is. TT Life, Hoops, King Kong, y'all already know what it is. Long Wolf, that's my guy there. Always a pleasure, always a pleasure. I think I got everybody who done came through so far today. Purdy, shout out to you, boss. Keep up the great work. Low Boys, always a pleasure to have you too, boss. I think that may be everybody so far. Okay, cool. But yeah, guys, I will be back in at normal time tomorrow at 9:15. Y'all already know the same time. We have the early pre-market charting up at 9 o'clock, but I'll be going live at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. Tomorrow, guys, we do have CPI data coming out. We will have Jerome Powell speaking again for the second day of his testimony and so forth. And then we'll rock and roll from there. So we're going to see how the market is going to react off of him testifying today. You know, how we're going to close out today. Are we going to close back above 606 towards that 608 level? Or will we fall back underneath the 604, back down into the 602s? So we're going to definitely keep this on watch. So right now, from what I'm looking at, I know I said that we was going to look at 602 as a pivot point. But I'm trying to utilize, we can utilize this channel as of now, where we can utilize this until we either break out or crack. So we can do this. We'll use the 602.90 level for support. We'll do this. 602.90 level for support. We'll utilize the 604.36 for that pivot, and we'll use the 606 for the tops as of now. We'll do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bar this one, and I'm going to make a little mini channel as of now until we either break out or crack back below those price points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a little mini channel here. I'm going to create a little mini channel here with 606 tops up to that 608 level with that mid area of 604. So right now you're holding above the midpoint area. We'll utilize 604 for the midpoint area. So above 604, you got possible room to 606. Below 604, you got room to 602. So pretty much $2 up, $2 down. So we'll utilize that. So we'll utilize those price points for that for today. So either we're gonna hold above 604 again, try to close above 606, which could lead to put it like this: if we close above 606, we could continue the uptrend on up, where we can stay on this downtrend going into tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Friday, and all the way through, where we get right back on top of this trend line and continue the uptrend. However, if we don't get back above that key level, 606 is going to still remain resistance, where you could pull right back down to 604, down to 602, thus keeping you in this channel. So we'll definitely keep that on watch. Tesla pulled back, man. I was trying to go for the entry right down to 535. Guy missed my entry up, man. Like I couldn't catch it. I was waiting for the green candles up, you know, so it can go green and red back down, kind of like what we did here at 345. But I was trying to do the same exact thing at 340, but we didn't get the bounce back up. I was going to try to get in at 340, green candles up, get rejected, go from green to red, back down to 335, where I would have had like a little $5 cushion, but it is what it is. I'm going to still try something. I'm going to still figure something out, because I still think that Tesla still has room to fall, a lot of room to fall, down to that 330, down to the 320. So I still think Tesla still has $20 to fall. I still believe that. I believe that still. I believe that we still have $20 to fall on Tesla. From 340 into that 320 range. I really do. Because I was trying to catch it. I thought it was going to get a bounce back up. I was going to go in for a put for the move back down to 335. But we ain't get the damn green candles. We ain't get the bounce back up. So that's I'm still keeping on watch though, guys. I'm still keeping on watch though. But yeah, guys, man. I hope everybody have a blessed day, man. Again, thank y'all so much for the love and support. You know, the birthday shout outs, the birthday donations. Thank y'all so much for everything, man. And like I said, I'll be back at normal times tomorrow, and we'll go back on normal days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You know, Friday's half a days and so forth. Only leaving early today because today is my birthday and family's taking me out to eat. So, other than that, you already know what I'm about to say. Let me before I head on out, let me give a shout out to everybody, man. Instead of doing the name thing, I have something new set up now. So, you know, so I don't have to go through the whole name calls. So, shout out to everybody that resub, that subbed, and super chat, super thanks. So I got this new little setup now. I got this. So thank y'all for the subs. Got that. Thank y'all for the resubs. Thank y'all for that as well. And last but not least, and thank y'all for the super chats and super thanks. Got it. So I had to make it a little easy, so I had to go through the whole list of names too. And also, y'all already know what time it is, man. My mods. Shout out to my mods on all platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Tradecaster, all of y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for everything. So, I mean, the reason why I went with that Lone Wolf, because sometimes I repeat the same names, and you know, they already gifted. So I won't have to repeat the same name. So at least if I just use the thank you, if somebody do it like now, like recent, I can, you know, talk specifically to them without having to go through a whole long list, like Nadia. So if Nadia donates, like, you know, a super chat or super thanks, I can just go straight to this now instead of going through that list and just say, look, thank you for the super chat, super thanks, and say whoever name, shut it down, done. So make it easier. So that's about the smartest way to do it instead of going through that whole little list of people that, you know, we haven't seen in a minute. So just saying. But thank y'all so much, man. And like I said, guys, we are on that road to 1K subs. Like I said, right now we're at 900. 100 more subs to go. We'll be crossing 1K subs. Start getting monetized for these videos. So do your boy a favor. Go to JTraedz TV. Smash that subscribe button. We on that road to 1K subs, guys. We're almost there. 100 more to go. And we're crossing over to 1,000 subs, man. And thank you guys for everything. The love and support that you've been giving me. Thank you. If y'all ready sub, share, comment, subscribe, and like. Y'all already know what to do. If you're already on my Twitch, follow and subscribe. So, all right. So let's go ahead and head on now, guys. Let me go ahead and get myself ready. You know, to start eating. But I'm still watch the market to see what we do. So remember, guys, 604 to 606. We in this channel as of now. 604, 606 as of now. Again, if we track 604, then we can focus on pulling back down to 602. But you got to remember, 604.36 to 606 is an old channel that we had the other week. Right here, guys. We went back and forth between those two price points until we cracked or broke out. So, we're back in that channel as far as today, as far as the present. Back in this channel, same price points. 604.36 to 606. So, it all depends on who's going to take control. If the buyers take control, we could possibly push our way back up to 606 and up. If bears take control, they'll yank you right back underneath that 604 level, back down towards the 602s and so forth. So, it all depends on how we're going to close out. Tesla, man. God, I would have been in Tesla. Yeah, it didn't give me that bounce. I was trying to get in at 340, man. It didn't give me the green candles back up. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not going to even sweat it. If I see an opportunity, I'll let you guys know if I do it. But other than that, I'm about to go get dressed. But you guys know what I'm about to say before I head on out, man. Maximize your reward, minimize your risk, always put grateful over greed, and you will succeed every single time. Till then, guys, I hope all you guys have a blessed night. Trade smart, stay safe, don't overtrade. You remember, it's always another trading opportunity. Don't forget tomorrow, guys, we have CPI data. We have Jerome Powell speaking again. Following that, we're going to have PPI data and so forth. So get the trades that you can get out right now. Don't force anything. Close that position. Wait for the next opportunity. So, you guys are doing an amazing job. Keep up the great work. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. You already know what time it is for Wild Card Wednesday. So, again, thank y'all for the birthday shout-outs, and we're going to keep it rocking and rolling, man. Love you guys. You guys stay blessed and safe, man. Peace.